of it.
Jeffrey Dahmer soaked in blood. The Unabomber blowing up. Waco, Texas, and Heaven's Gates. Aliens modified, meant for mapes. Hitler faked his death and then escaped. Bigfoot and the Mothman. Son of Sam talking to dogs again. Witches, ghosts, and goblins. Mysterious noise and hauntings. Dark arts in the skull and bones. Most celebrities are probably cloned. So if you're feeling all alone, crack a beer and get stoned. I welcome you to the podcast Strange Brew. We're here to entertain you. We're here to entertain you.
It's about to get strange.
Welcome, my pretties.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody, and happy Halloween.
You skipped over the dad joke. Why does Ghost not like dances?
Why?
Because they have no body to dance with.
Aw.
Why? Or what else we got here? We got, why aren't vampires good at art?
Why?
They can only draw blood.
Oh, I like that one.
There you go. And then what does a ghost mom say? Holy fuck sakes, I can't see anything, man. What does a ghost mom say to the kids when they get in the car?
What?
Fasten your seat belts. Dude. All right, I'm done with the mess.
Okay, so do you want to explain what you're wearing?
It's a fucking morph suit, but oh my god, I got one size too small because it's all they had, and it's so fucking tight, and I can't breathe, and I can't see. Fuck off. But it looks like Slenderman, kinda.
Nice.
I got the bow tie version.
Let's get some smoke going.
Okay.
So how you do it? I don't know.
We're gonna tuck in the head. It's just gonna look like I'm wearing a nice suit. Yeah, that looks all right. There you go. Holy hell, man.
I can't remember how to do this thing. Yes, Billy is the Slenderman. Yes, he is.
Yeah. Hi guys, how you doing?
Now, you know what this is?
What's that? Smoke machine?
It's my new vaporizer. Look at that shit. This is a dead pen, but I just wanted to make some smoke in the room. But it's pretty cool. It makes it into a cup, and then you just like drink it. You drink smoke.
Why? What do you mean it's dead? So like
that? Well, the pen is just got no flavor left in it because you can put a pen in it later on at the end of the episode. I'm gonna smoke weed out of this because I have yet to do. I've only tried like the vaporizer pens. You can put shatter in it.
Oh,
it was a kind of a wedding present for us.
That's sick.
So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna try it out later. And so Billy is the Slenderman. And it as per usual, he waited till the very last minute.
Hey, it fucking worked, didn't it?
To get his costume together. And he found the morph suit for a butler.
No, it's just a tuxedo morph suit, but it works. A butler, yeah, that works okay.
So
Or Power Ranger.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did when I first saw you did look like a Power Ranger.
I am a fucking Power Ranger.
I am a killer from Scream, but I am my own killer. I am dressed in the whole regalia. I got the sparkly costume.
I thought you were a witch.
I could have been too. Like, give me your best witch cackle.
It's always hard to.
You can do it.
Wait, hold on. No, you can do this. Can I hear one first? Why can't I envision it right now?
Okay, yes. And for you, if you don't know, welcome to the Halloween special, and we are talking about witches. That's mine.
Yours is a lot better than mine.
So yes, we are traveling back. But yes, I am dressed up. I got for all the audio listeners, like I said, I really do suggest you watch all the Halloween specials. This is still going to be fun to listen to, but it's not the same feel of all the kind of interactive stuff we do when we're doing a special showing like pictures and stuff and going through the whole events and obviously being dressed up. We want you to see you guys and be a part of this. So I always suggest that people, if you're watching on your phone or something or listening right now, pause it, wait till you get home, cast it on your TV, crack open some fucking brews, smoke up a big doobie, and enjoy yourself. Shoot some heroin if you need to.
Is that technically like advertising alcohol? Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah, it's fine. Go get wasted.
I guess it's legal.
It is
so
legal.
Can we advertise cigarettes too?
No.
Why? It's legal.
We got our witch's broom. Fly away. And it's gonna be a lot of fun for everybody tuning in. So that's why I keep saying to you, like, make sure that you watch the special. And since I knew you wouldn't be able to breathe through your mask, put this on.
You knew I wasn't gonna be able to breathe?
I had a feeling.
This is weird with the suit.
Well, now you're a witch and a butler together. Just keep it on for a minute. It actually is fairly fucking creepy. It's just like witchy. It's supposed to be like a troll, but it definitely looks like kind of like a witch. And the nose is very hooked.
I don't see a difference. My nose actually
It's
fits
what
real good in that.
yeah, I know. It looks like some of the cartoon pictures that Germany would draw
There you go.
in the 1940s. That's the bad one. So this is going to be a lot of fun, everybody. So I am Tomcat, aka Tom Thompson, if you don't know. And this is my hetero life mate, silent, not so silent Bill.
If you tip up the nose, you can drink beer. You just got to tip the nose.
This is going to be a lot of fun. So unfortunately, Aaron was supposed to be here. And honestly, just in case, we're going to send him an invite because you never know. But he's doing a Halloween haunt. We'll probably talk about it on the show. And he was busy out in Orlando. Like, we had a lot of stuff going on because there's actually episodes.
What the fuck's in Orlando for?
The Halloween haunt stuff.
He flew to Orlando?
Yeah, so he does like the Orlando like haunted attractions at the Universal Studios. He goes
flew
like
to the
every year.
States for that?
Yeah, he
Oh.
loves it, man.
Shit.
That should look scary on you.
You know what?
I'm glad I'm not a mushroom.
I think I found out why I can't do masks though. My eyes are too fucking big.
Yeah, it looks.
They
scary.
always hurt my eyes because like they're used for like regular people size eyes, but I have like two
That's
regular
gross.
people size eyes put together, so they don't fit.
Put it on for a little bit longer.
It hurts my eyes.
It's fine.
My eyes.
Next time we gotta do something and put makeup on you. Oh yeah, we did that last year. And if anyone has not watched
Yeah, we did the Trudeau one last year. That was
Halloween
funny.
special, I suggest everyone watch it. I actually rewatched it because
That was a good one. I liked
and
that one
it
too.
was hilarious. It made me laugh. It made me a good chuckle. Yeah, so we were talking about witches, everybody.
We got witches on this one.
Creepy witches. We have, if you're a long time fan, who knows, you might remember that we kind of covered some witches way, way, way back in the day. But when witches come to mind, Billy, what are you thinking? Like these ugly broads? Well, one's like okay, I guess.
Thinking like anybody that I just didn't like in the 1800s.
Yeah.
And then you could just like banish. You just be like,
It's true.
she's a witch.
100%. And we'll kind of get into
away
that.
from me.
And like I said, the movie The Witch that me and Aaron covered last year is a very good interpretation of what it could have been like back then. Oh, it did work.
Oh, that's close. Yeah, that's pretty much on point.
That's so funny. There you go. You're a witch with a massive hat on. Now you gave your best witch laugh. Try it again.
Apparently, I suck at this.
That's not a scary witch laugh. Jesus Christ, man. All right. Let's get
Can't do this
into
anymore, man.
witches. Let's fucking do it, son. Oh, she's just dancing on the table, yeah. Doing the hoedown. I'm
She's
like
doing the
already
hokey
sweating
pokey.
in this fucking makeup. I'm wearing like, for all the listeners, I have there's a cut on my forehead. Looks like I got fucking punched in the eye because most ghost face always get beat up.
Yeah.
Well,
That's because you're bitches.
I know.
Can't win a fight to save your life.
Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative. There you go. All right, so let's bring it in. Witches were perceived as evil beings by early Christians in Europe, inspiring the iconic Halloween figure. Images of witches have appeared in various forms throughout history, from evil wart-nosed women huddling over a cauldron of boiling liquid to the hag-faced crackling being riding through the sky on brooms wearing pointy hats. In pop culture, the witch has always been portrayed as benevolent, nose-twitching suburban housewife, an awkward teenager to control her powers, and a trio of charm sisters battling the forces of evil. The real history of witches, however, is dark and often for the witches, deadly.
Poor girls with the fucking noses, though. Just think of like any lady walking around just be like with a bigger nose and be like, fucking you, gross, die.
Yeah, or if you had any independent thoughts of your own at all.
So that we can adapt that back.
Yeah, I feel like we should.
That one's fine. I
Like,
don't
it
see
was
anything wrong with
anything. Like you could, There was one, we'll get into it a little bit, but there's some cases that I left out that we could probably cover on our own. And the thing is, the Salem witch trials will not be mentioned on this episode, just because we're going to do a whole series about it, probably maybe a big long episode and everything like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But I wanted to get into the basic idea of witches, where it comes from, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's like the perfect time. So everybody, I fucking swear to God.
So Christians fucking did it.
Yeah.
They did it. They started everything. They fucking start everything. Doesn't it seem that way?
Also, we have to eventually, we're gonna try to do our best to stay on topic for most shows, and we've done a plan where we're probably gonna do like rant episodes every so often to kind of shake it off a bit, you know.
That wasn't for the listeners. That was for me. He was telling.
Yeah, and also we have to adapt to not swearing in the first 5 minutes.
I don't think I've sworn.
You just did. That's why I noticed.
When?
Just said it like 3 seconds ago.
I didn't swear that.
Yeah, you did. So at least in the first 10 minutes, because we're trying to capture that YouTube audience, and I feel like we always start the hop saying something horrible.
I don't think I did. What did I do?
You said the F word.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
So yeah, and then obviously there's a lot of witch movies. You know, everyone around this time of year watches. Like I just watched Hocus Pocus last night. I really like the original is fun. I grew up watching it. I feel like the second one didn't impress me much. Like I'm Shania Twain.
I was just gonna say that.
But
Darn it, you beat me to it.
But you know, I should rewatch it and give it a chance. Or, you know, there's the movie like The Witches, which is probably one of the most gnarly.
What a nose!
I know.
It looks like a pig. It's so flat.
Have you seen that movie, right? The Witches?
No.
You never seen The Witches?
Dude,
you should watch that.
I keep telling you, was it a comedy?
Kind of.
Then, okay, I
Look
didn't
at
know
these
that.
fucking ugly broads.
That is a bum chin if I've ever seen one.
That is a bum chin. So, yeah, you never seen The Witches?
Bony.
So, these, I think the premise is this kid's at this, like, hotel thing for with his parents, and there's some event going on.
Okay.
And then he realizes that they're witches, and he gets turned to a mouse. And then like he sees them unveil, like they're at their thing, and they finally get to set themselves free and all that stuff, and they get to show their true form.
Okay.
And then he realizes that there's a witches covenant at this hotel and stuff like that. You should give it a try. It's a kids movie.
All right.
But for what this was, me and Aaron talked about this last year when we talked about the movie The Witch. And it's frightening, man. I remember being scared shitless, especially the bald lady when she's like the head witch or whatever. Like I remember it scaring me, man.
Yeah, those you're like, why wear earrings if they're gonna pull your lobes like that?
I know. Yeah, scary ass witches, bro. Creepy.
They always got like the most. One of their features is they always have an extremely bony body part that shouldn't be bony.
Yeah.
Like that lady had every chest rib showing, but everything else looked healthy on her.
Yeah, you think so?
Well, healthy is not the word, but
what about you? Do you think you're healthy?
Yeah. Says the doctor, actually. Apparently.
To bring this in, actually, let's start with some memes just for the people watching on the video. Witch is gonna witch, man. You know, witch is gonna witch. What else do we got? What are you in for? I told him the tarot cards said he ain't shit.
That's actually funny.
That one's good. I like that one. Cauldron fire. Lit. Spell. Cast. Titties out.
Yeah, no shit.
That's very funny. I like that one. Me, that witchy shit, you know. Just loving Baphomet. Just want to kiss his hand. You know.
He's a good boy.
You're so vain, you probably think this curse I'm casting at 3 a.m. covered in blood and tears is about you, don't you? That I'm sure there's some women out there. I'm quite sure there is.
That are doing like
that. Are doing like curses. There is Wiccans for sure. I've talked to one. And there's people that actually do practice like chaos magic and all that shit. Well, I feel like we should, maybe we'll like get successful, but you know, they're the left hand and right hand path magic, which we'll get to on episodes. Like this year's going to be big, everybody. I have some plans to dive into some very controversial conspiracies, or maybe truth, or, you know, some stuff that could be very true, some stuff that could be kind of true, and some stuff that might not be true at all. But I also want to get into some really fun topics of the occult, and we have big plans for the year coming up in 2024, as long as we don't get drafted to the World War III, but I will be out of there. I will be running. I'll be hiding in a cave.
No one's drafting you.
That's fine.
You're fine.
Internet witches are beautiful, seductive, beautiful creatures.
Me.
Yeah. And then women in the 1600s. I was just thinking, and then it's men, and it's the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's pointing, and it's like witch, because that's very true. White girls after buying one crystal. I be the witch of the wood. This is the movie The Witch, one of the most frightening witch movies ever. I watched it outside on mushrooms, of course, and it fucking actually scared me.
Is it on a streaming platform?
Yeah. You can watch it for free on like Tubi. It's a good movie, dude. Like, you guys sit back, with your girl, enjoy some popcorn, some drinks. It is very
popcorn, some drinks. Just look at some fucking.
It's scary.
Gross ladies.
No, she's there's some sexy parts in it.
Sexy witches.
It's most of it is sexy witches.
I see the nice, with all those bony butt chins.
At the end, this chick walks into the forest completely naked because she gets seduced.
That looks like a child.
She's in her 20s. I've checked.
You had to check. That's the problem.
She wouldn't have been allowed to do it in the movie if she was not.
You'd be surprised,
man. Never know in Hollywood. They did that shit to Brooke Shields. So, all right, let's fucking bring her into the fucking episode. So, obviously, early witches were people who practiced witchcraft using magic spells and calling upon spirits for help or to bring about change. Most witches were thought to be pagans doing the devil's work. Many, however, were simply natural healers or so-called wise women who chose a profession. Their chosen profession was misunderstood.
What was misunderstood about it?
Their profession, healing people.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't understand the misunderstanding.
It's just funny because then they're like, a plague comes by and this woman is trying to heal everybody or heal some people. And then they heal someone and she's like, witch, you didn't fucking heal me. Like, I don't know.
You know what's mind blowing to me is like being able to believe stuff like this, but not religion. Anyways, carry on.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
No, the idea is the same thing that there's a sexy witch for you. It's the
same.
same.
Fucking like a crackhead. I keep
does.
saying it, swearing now, but we're past 5 minutes. I'm fine.
It's fine. Yeah, but the what did you just say? Oh,
I said believe in like witchcraft, but not religion.
But the thing is, that's what I've said. Listen, religion. It's the same to go the other way. Religion is witchcraft.
Yeah,
they're like they don't like witchcraft or playing around with the Ouija boards. But you'll drink the blood of your savior in an effigy kind of deal where you eat his body and it cannibalizes your savior and then drink his blood, like metaphorically or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like that is magic. That's literally magic. That's like chaos magic and shit. So I'm like, I don't know. I think that you guys just took things from paganism and all these other different things and religions and then made up your own. That's what it seems like to me. And then you fucking fought wars for fucking how long about? They're like, I believe this God, you believe that God. Let's fucking kill each other, It's fun times we live on this planet.
I like our humans. They're very resourceful.
Everybody love everybody and stop the goddamn wars going on. They're all orchestrated, so everybody knows. So Christianity has
less people means more affordable housing.
Yes, that's what
I'm okay with that.
Yes. More affordable housing. Stop mass immigration. Just kidding. But not really. Christianity has long associated witchcraft with demonic. The demonic, obviously, the association can be likely traced to the witch of Endor. And this is like one of the first witches ever. Pretty crazy. Way back in the day, there was a witch named after a planet in Star Wars. Get it, Endor. Known as the first legendary woman connected to witchcraft, her powers were introduced in the Bible. In particular, the witch of Endor is a prominent figure in the book of Samuel. King Saul seeks out her powers to predict the outcome of a future war. Having already banished all sorcerers and conjurers from the kingdom, it's from the book of Samuel. Do you know Samuel?
I've never once read a story like that in the Bible before.
You didn't.
I guess I could have missed it, but
it's the book of Samuel. But the thing is, there's many different Bibles, so I don't know exactly.
Yeah, that's why I just said. What Bible is
this is from? You don't know? I don't know. Book of Samuel. Go read the book of Samuel. Okay, the book of Samuel Jackson, motherfucker.
Them's witches out here.
Get these motherfucking witches off this motherfucking plane. It is fucking hard not to.
That's actually funny.
Yes, the witch of Endor. I'm trying to see if I thought I had a couple more pictures of her, but she's like definitely the oldest witch. And so yeah, like he sought out her King Saul You know, fucking Better Call Saul, but Better Call the Witches, and disguised himself. So he just Saul disguised himself as the eve of battle against the Philistines, and tells the witch to revive the dead prophet Samuel. The witch complies. Samuel warns Saul that he only sees death, which Saul hastily ignores, only to be killed along with his 3 sons the following morning. It's like when we get into necromancy, which I want to maybe slide in this year, but it probably won't happen. We'll do it maybe close to next year, something like that.
Okay.
Or like you can bring people back to life, the dead and stuff like that, supposedly, and then they'll talk to you like a fucking floating head. Like there's a lot of weird
terrifying.
stuff.
I'd want to bring Hitler back.
Why?
Not so he could be alive and do stuff. I just love to hear his point of view. I just want to
I'm
listen.
sure a lot of other people would too.
I'm just very curious to see how he would speak now that it's all over.
I know.
Maybe do you think he
A lot of
regrets it?
flat earthers would love to.
You think he
would love
regrets
to
it?
talk to him.
Why flat earthers?
I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you off air. They're just
Are they very Nazi like?
they dive a little too deep, which we're going to be talking about some very controversial stuff at some point in the future. And it's just out of the idea of speculation and to understand if we're being taught the right history. I'm not saying about the fucking Holocaust. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. I'm not a Holocaust denier. I do think that it happened. There was questions of maybe the 6 million. I don't necessarily know, but that's public record is supposedly it is 6 million. So I'm about questioning everything, even what the fuck we were told in school or what we've been told our whole lives. I don't fucking know what's real or not. But there's a lot of people that dive really deep down that rabbit hole and watch like one documentary and then they're convinced of it. So, but there's a lot of stuff coming. I don't know who I'd bring back. You know who I'd bring back to annoy you?
Who's that?
Kurt Cobain. And just have him like sing "Smells Like Teen Spirit" in your fucking ear for like days. Maybe Tupac, but he's in Cuba, and that episode will be eventually getting down in the woodwork now that they think that they caught his killer. Fucking bullshit.
That's funny how that's just like they had all the same information. And now they're just like, hey, we got him. Anyways,
So
carry on.
So the modern day interpretation of King Saul's story declared his death.
Nice.
Jesus, his death as a punishment for disobedience. By defying God and consorting with the charlatans and demons, Saul turned his back on God, and God turned his back on Saul. That's not my God. My God is nice and peaceful. You know, he loves everybody.
Them's your God.
My God is a mushroom, which just
I'd
wait.
believe it. I'd believe it. You preach like a motherfucker.
Just wait. It's coming. It's coming. It's the next big special. I got something very special for you.
A mushroom god.
No, wait. The image of the Witch of Endor has been lost to myth and time, but her essence is still found in contemporary media from references from Godfrey's Chaucer's, I don't know what that is, the Cadbury Tales to Star Wars. Which I just say, pretty crazy. The Witch of Endor. King Solomon's attempt to eradicate witches from his kingdom and history didn't quite work in his favor.
He tried.
He
That's
tried,
all you
man.
can really,
Yeah.
that's, you know what? That's all you can't even knock him. He gave a good go.
Yep.
Gave his solid hard-earned attempt.
Another Old Testament verses condemns witches such as off-cited Exodus 22:18, which says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." Additional to biblical passages, cautions against divination, chanting, or using witches to contact the dead. So you can't even chant. So you can't even be like, "Let's go, Jesus, let's go." You can't even do that. Because that is considered because repetition is magic. And that's why if you think about it, this is kind of tricky.
And repetition is brainwashing.
Yes, it is. So you think about spelling, it's a spell. It is a spell being cast on me. You repeat that word and it becomes ingrained in you. So you're spelling a spell. Yeah.
P-O-O.
But it is because if you repeat, right? It's funny because imagine if anything, right? Like the whole idea of 5 plus 5 is 10 or whatever, right?
Math.
Yeah, but if for some reason we were taught something completely different, we wouldn't even know. It didn't even do with history. If people just repeated it, right? You make the lie big, you keep repeating it, and eventually everyone or most people will believe it. You know? You just parrot it. That's why even with the stuff going on in the world, I'm very surprised if some people that are leaning towards one way or the other. It's just kind of like, you're kind of showing your cards a bit there, bud. It's a little weird. So in the Middle East, ancient civilizations not only worshipped powerful female entities. I love the thing. It's gonna be fun. The whole episode. I'm gonna be waving my arms around. But often women who practiced holistic, the holiest rituals, trained in the sacred arts. These priestesses became known as wise women. Never met one.
I've never heard that before. A priestesses.
Yeah.
A priestesses.
Have you ever met a wise woman?
Anyways, on their I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Anyways, where did they get trained?
So they would.
Who trained them?
I'm sure back in this time, like it just is such a different time, man. There's like, you're just making fires to survive and pillaging food, but it would be
That
like,
one weird guy in the woods. Psst.
Yeah.
Don't fucking shut up. Come here. You want to learn some magic?
And he's like, watch me pull this rabbit out of a hat. It's like that phone call where it's like, I think there's a satanic ritual going on next door. I think it's fake, but it sounds like a real 911 phone call. And then he's like, there is some kids hitting an effigy with a stick. And then it's like they're sacrificing it. And then the cop's like, do you see birthday balloons? And she's like, you mean, or and cakes. She's like, if you mean pagan pastries. And then he's like, is that the kid's birthday party? And then she's like, I think so. I would like to report. And she's like, I can't remember. All right, report.
This says a different one.
Yeah, I know. She's like, I wasn't invited to my neighbor's birthday party. Like, it's so funny. But the whole idea is they would have probably taught themselves, and they would have seen what worked the same way as like indigenous did, where you rub this on your cut. And
I guess, and honestly too, like think about how much like you have nothing, like work's not like nearly consuming like the amount of time out of your day now is, like how much free roaming time you have. It's like everybody was in like grade 4 and you just kind of roamed around with your friends and be like, wonder what this does.
Yeah, 100%. And then it's like
no shit, everyone died at 20.
Billy eats a berry, he dies, and we're like, hey, next time don't eat that.
We don't like that berry anymore. That berry's not very good for us.
And it's crazy because that's how a lot they think that they learned. But at the same time, right, like who knows what the truth is, but like how advanced like ancient Egypt was and stuff like that. And and I don't know, there's a lot of questions, and I would love to like have a time machine, which they supposedly have. And I think they've also like cloned people, which I think that's got to come very soon. Also,
time machine is so like I'm so down for cloning. I get all that.
They
like
cloned a sheep in this 80s.
You're telling me
kept doing that shit?
Somebody can build a time machine. Fuck off.
There is theories, and then like everything.
Of course there is.
The
there was theories back when they made Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's true. But people believe they used the chair from the ship that I told you this from the Roswell crash.
Jesus Christ!
And then they were able to go forward and backwards in time. But then it seemed fishy because it's on coast to coast, and they were like, after 2012, it was just blank. There was nothing, and it's just like,
and that's why I was going to mention that actually last week. You still owe me a lot of money.
I know you didn't mention your best.
I was gonna.
It was Billy was my best man at my wedding, and it was very funny.
He told me to not say a lot.
Yeah.
My God, I could have been up there for half an hour cracking so many jokes.
Chelsea's dad is like a comedian. He did a good job. He said some.
Yeah.
And I forgot totally about when I first like worked with Billy. I would whip buns at him that were soaking wet, and I forgot about that. And those hard buns too, but really like the ones that would
some of them
burn
fucking hurt.
I know, that's crazy. I totally forgot about that shit. It was a wild time. I plan on doing something eventually where maybe we do like strange weddings or something fun that I can kind of go into and we can show pictures. Maybe we'll do it for like a Patreon episode.
Did you imagine something so fucking fucked up happening at your wedding? Like that would just take away from the whole day. And just be like, yeah, do you guys see that fucking thing in the sky?
Oh, I know, 100%.
Nobody cares about anything anymore.
Crazy happened, like a bomb dropping on you or something. Like there was somebody that was doing a wedding and like a bomb was dropped like not far away, and I was like, whoa, that ruined your fucking day real quick. So these wise women. So they were trained in the arts, the dark arts, and they may have been some of the earliest manifestations of what we now recognize as a witch. These wise women, it was men too, but a lot of women, right? These wise women may have been, they made house calls. They delivered babies that dealt with infertility, and cured impotency. So you can't get hard, she'll fucking jerk you off until you do. But who knows what kind of stuff they had? Because there's definitely plants.
She'll put in elbow grease. Don't
There's
worry.
definitely
She'll help
plants
you.
and stuff that make you like horny and stuff. It's weird that when we're
Plants?
yeah, and I was laughing because like there's
Eucalyptus leaf.
we supposedly and I've like mushrooms could be used as an aphrodisiac and for you to get horny. And it's funny because when I do mushrooms, I get I get horny at the beginning, but it's at the stage where I'm like, oh, I don't feel that great. And then like you're tripping out, so it's not like you're thinking about sex because your brain is off in a different thing. But I noticed. I said to Chelsea because I was like, yeah, it is kind of weird because we were watching like Joe Rogan or something, and they talk about how it's like good for sex. I'm like, I don't have a desire to fuck when I'm on mushrooms. You wouldn't know anyway.
I did. I promise you, the one time I did it, I was not thinking about that either. So I will agree with you. I was not.
We gotta if we guys start a GoFundMe to get Billy to do mushrooms and we'll film it.
There needs to be a lot of fucking money there.
How much? Be realistic though.
Realistically,
$500?
like honestly, realistically, for me to do it's like $5,000.
Wow, that's fucking nuts, dude. You're a wild man.
That's and even that, like, I'm gonna be so pissed off that I actually have to do it.
It's so fun, man.
I
fucking love it.
5Gs.
I have a good strain. It's very light.
I don't care. 5Gs.
I have a bunch of strains. According to Fontaine, I don't know whoever that is. What's interesting about them is that they are so clearly understood to be positive figures in society. No king could be without his council. No army could recover from a default defeat without their ritual activity. No baby could be born without their presence. So I figured this nerd sounds like Fontaine. So they were, especially back in the day, they were utilized in such a way where you need those healers, those people that knew ancient practices, because I'm sure there's warlocks and stuff like that too. And like I said, when I went back to school to finish, I was in a class with a woman that was a Wiccan, and she claimed to practice magic. And she said that Ottawa has a big festival where they all dance naked in the forest.
No,
that there's like other stuff going on, but they do dance naked around a fire.
And I was like, there you go.
I don't know.
You feel like I kind of want to know what this is about now.
Go. I'll pretend to be a witch for one day. Just put a wig on, then all of a sudden I'm a woman. So how?
I guess, do you think they allow? Because men can't be witches, right?
You can be warlocks.
Yeah, so men can't be witches.
What about a woman man? What about a she? I was gonna say she-male. I can't say that anymore.
Can't say anything anymore. Anyways, what's your point here? What about a she-male?
That like it would be a Warwick. Oh, like Davis Warwick, like the midget that.
Just doubles down. Doubles down with the other way.
Yeah, fuck, man. I'm drinking a bunch of beer. You know what's fucking shitty, man? I wanted pumpkin beer.
Yeah.
And like at least in the LCBO.
The LC here sucks.
It sucks.
The LC around my house has a bunch of pumpkin shit
stuff, but they're like, oh, it wasn't selling last year. And I was like, I would have bought it. I just thought that they would because they did last year. So then I went and
you should have told me. I would have picked you up a bunch on my way.
I know. I haven't had pumpkin beer in fucking forevers. And I
some
like
last
it.
Week.
Some people don't like it, but I enjoy it. But I'm drinking.
It's okay for like 1 and 2
mug. It's pretty fun.
There you go.
So, how did these benevolent image of a wise woman transform into a malevolent figure
of a witch? Hands down.
Of a witch we know today. Which. Some scholars have maintained that the answer may be linked to events long before the birth of Christ, when the Indo-Europeans expanded westward, bringing them a warrior culture that valued aggression and the male gods of war, which then dominated the once relevant female deities. Because they're like, fuck this, man, we're men. You know? They didn't value women no more.
Okay.
Send these bitches away.
No more.
Well, because they used to have like essentially like, all these like kind of these sorcerers and stuff like that, especially in ancient countries, in the Middle East and all that stuff. And then, Vikings kind of took over, and like eventually we'll like dive, like me and Juan did a whole series on that. That's now on Patreon. So you get a lot of the strange ones up. So a lot of older stuff, a lot of new stuff. So we suggest everyone go support. You can watch last year's episode where Aaron gets fucking trashed. The live special where he drank a whole bottle of wine and whiskey, and I keep bringing it up, and he does not like it. But it's on the Patreon.
Guys, I'm nutcase.
But this, this whole idea, and then the Vikings came along, and they were like, the pillaging and destroying everything, and it was about the man's will. Like,
yeah,
there's
we're stronger than you were going
stuff.
this way.
There's we're gonna get into I think me and Aaron might do it. It'd be cool if you can come on. We're gonna do like strange burial practices. It was supposed to be for Halloween. And like strange kind of funeral practice. I'm pretty sure the Vikings have one where like if a woman's husband dies, she has to like fuck the whole town. Something like that, where it's like, yeah.
Fucking what?
Yeah. She has to like give herself to everybody or something like that. It's
really
you
best bet I'm not dying. I will fight so many motherfuckers. If I knew that's what comes
like
after.
Horrified.
I will never die.
You don't want to be a cuckold?
Watch how many times you shoot me in the face and I keep walking towards you. Not a chance.
How about this little creature? That's a witch. That's what you look like with the mask on.
It's pretty close.
Throw that shit back on for a bit.
Dude, when you say for a bit, I'm going to do it for 5 seconds.
Some scholars have maintained that the answer may be linked to events long before the birth of Christ, when they expanded, whatever, and they dominated by male deities. Others believe that when Hebrews settled in Canaan, 1,300 years ago, before the Common Era, there was a male-centric and monotheistic view of creation came along for the ride. Those damn fucking Hebrews, man, they're blamed for everything. Obeying the laws of the Bible, Hebrews began believe witchcraft to be dangerous and prohibited as a pagan practice. And that's as soon as like the Bible comes into the woodwork, right? And it's just like, who wrote the Bible? It's scary. Your eyes do look very scary in that.
Dude, they're so fucking pressed. Like
you look frightening. You look like some sort of goblin creature. It's fun with the suit.
I feel like I feel like a bird.
Your long ass fucking nose. Very funny. It's so crazy. So and that's why they come along with their own magic, so to speak, and then they're like, you can't practice your magic because we have our own magic.
Because we got our shit going on here, and your shit's gonna fuck up our shit.
As much as I respect and understand people that are religious and stuff like that, because I have friends that are blah blah blah, right? I still don't get it. I still think it has caused a lot of death and atrocities in the name of God and all this stuff, and it's just silly. You should, but it gives people moral and ethics, but at the same time, if you need hell to scare you to become a good person, then you're probably not a good person.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, and humans are inherently good and evil, as Richard Ramirez said. I'm not 100%. I am evil, but not 100%. So, and everyone has the ability to be evil and everyone has the ability to be good.
Yeah, not to the same caliber, though.
Unless you control the governments and you're a reptilian creature that feeds off negative energy and it's your food.
Oh, yeah, unless that.
Yeah. Centuries later, this fear of witches spread to Europe. In the 1300s, when the plague attacked Europe by killing one in three people, it also brought great fear.
30% of the population?
Do you remember that? We did a whole episode about the Black Plague with Alex.
Oh, yes.
They kill a lot of people, man. And this is like the kind of vibe I get from like...
I thought you were talking... Sorry. Never mind.
Way back in the day, they're like...
they're giving babies out.
Yeah, they're sacrificing babies to
they're
the
like,
devil.
here you go.
It's kind of funny.
I'm gonna take it. Look at the smile.
I know.
On his
it's
face.
like very happy. It's like an old depiction of like Satan. I think this is a very old picture.
Thank you.
Thank you for
the babies. That's not quite that.
But this is like a very old painting interpreting like witches being around Baphomet, and it's kind of like, because the idea, right, that a lot of witches were like nature spirits. They were connected to nature and part of nature, right? Is that what you think Baphomet sounds like?
Yeah, he does.
We'll get into a bunch. I'm so excited. There's so many things I want to do on this show, and I got so many ideas. But like, that's like
zoomed in face down. No, up. There you go.
No, that's for later. You'll find out later. You'll find out a lot later. But there's it's crazy. There's just I don't know, like some haunting paintings that we're showing of like the interpretation of witches and stuff like that. It's like very creepy. This is what a different time.
What's up with her leg? You see her? Is her leg also broken? The one that's getting hung there. Look at her leg.
I know. This is a creepy picture. I didn't know who. I have some Hieronymus.
Oh, what the fuck? Go back.
paintings.
Go back. Go back. The fuck's the
Bird-like
skeleton
creature.
bird?
I know. I have.
I didn't even see that first
You should
off.
look up Hieronymus Bosch and his paintings. I have one of them. Remember that one from my background of the old studio way back in the other house where it had like the depiction of hell?
Mhm.
That shit. Like he does a lot of creepy paintings like that. And that was like way, way, way back in the day before any, like obviously the internet or anything like that. So it's like crazy where you get those images that he ended up painting. It's like, it might be downloaded, you know, because this is nothing but an illusion. So one of the first witches mentioned in written record was Circe, Circe. Serious? Serious? Are you serious? Serious.
It's like circle without the L.
Yeah, serious.
So sucky.
Sucky, Cirque, whatever.
Circle.
Cirque.
It just ends abruptly. It's circle.
Introducing Homer's famed tale, the Odyssey. After the majority of the Odyssey's crew was eaten in the, I would actually like to read that. And the ship sunk. He and Archimedes, I'm gonna butcher some of this shit just so everyone knows, found themselves on the shores of AA.
They found them on the shores of AA.
AAA. It's
AA.
AEAEA. This island is a place where standard rules and time and nature are suspended. And was home to the witch goddess Suk.
The times of nature are suspended.
No, the time of nature, time and nature seems suspended.
So it's just
like everything's
frozen
still,
in time. Yeah.
Frozen. You know.
Oh, seemed. I thought you said it was.
I wonder if witches did mushrooms. I feel like you could talk to the trees.
Witches were probably doing opioids.
Yeah.
Along with everyone else.
Yeah, that's very true. So the daughter of the son of Helos, Circe, commanded magical energies with ease and possessed a thorough knowledge of potions and plants. She was also a seductress, luring men onto the island and entrapping them by turning them into beasts. It's like the Beauty and the Beast, but the beauty was transforming the beast. She was a bitch.
Probably.
A fate shared by the Odyssey crew, Circe invited scouting parties to a banquet where she turned them into pigs. She transformed them.
In an invitational party.
Yes.
Yeah, come on in, have some drinks. You're a pig.
And then do you roast that pig? Imagine
I didn't imagine I was going to be this pot belly.
It's funny because witches.
I thought I was going to be a show pig.
Me and Juan did a whole episode about witches familiars, right? The idea that witches can command certain things, and hopefully very soon we're gonna get Juan on the show to tell you some stuff, and it's gonna be fun.
Cool.
He's got great knowledge in some of the occult stuff, and but like the idea that you had familiars, you'd have like a toad or a cat, and they could do your bidding. Like the toad could there's like stories where like the toad go listen to somebody's conversation.
Yeah.
And then it would like maybe stick its tongue in your ear, and then you like download all the information. It'd like an iPod. You could like hear it. But it would be stuff like that.
That's from fucking Futurama.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, I feel like I've seen that before.
But like it'd be kind of the same aspect of kind of things of like these creatures that are magical creatures that can kind of do your bidding, and
that'd be cool.
It would be cool. What would your familiar be if you were? I know you pick a dog. Other than a dog.
No, it's a dog.
Other than a dog, it's black dogs usually, which is funny.
It
would kind of look like Chloe.
Yeah,
Other than a dog.
You mean like what would I pick to have a superpower basically?
To have like something that can
do my bidding? No,
I got something for you. A cricket, so you could have a conscience.
I do have a conscience.
Jiminy Cricket.
Why did Cricket? Oh, Jiminy Cricket. I like the idea of a frog. I like the overhearing. I like the overhearing thing.
That's what they mostly do is like listen in on conversation.
And just be like, I'm gonna fucking get all this knowledge on you, or literally a fly.
Yeah.
There you go. You know what? No, I change it. I want a rhinoceros.
Just like barreling through.
You just fuck you.
You can ride it.
If you don't do things my way,
Mr. Rhino
I'm gonna
Horns here
tighten
will
my
take
bow
care of
tie
you.
up. So fucking funny. So obviously, like overpowering. So setting on a rescue to rescue his men, Odyssey was visited by Hermes, who instructed him how to defeat the cunning witch. Overpowering her, Odyssey beseeched the witch to restore his men, and her defeat in the witch goddess fell in love with him. She fell in love with the guy that defeated her. You know, like
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Because he did more than defeat her.
Yeah.
He probably kidnapped her.
But she did the bad thing first. You know?
Oh,
It's
so
like-
she was the evil one. He was the good guy.
Yeah.
He beat her, and then she fell in love with. Oh, I hope he breaks her heart.
Typical love story.
I hope he
man.
fucking breaks her
I
heart. You're evil bitch.
100%.
You're not allowed to just like come to the good side and then fall in love with the good guy.
No, you can't do
no,
that.
you can't do that.
So the
They should
pair
make a Disney
spent
movie on
years
that
together.
one. Have they?
They spent years together.
You think Disney made a movie about that?
Not this yet. Man, it's funny because
That'd be a good one. I'd watch that.
episode. You know, for everybody that's like watching me on YouTube, you always go back and listen to older episodes. We've done a bunch of very comical, wild episodes. Even when we talked about the fairy tales, the true stories behind the origins behind fairy tales and nursery rhymes. Like there's so many that are like bizarre and very weird. Like them cutting off the sisters cut off their toes to get the shoe on.
Yeah.
And the Allison or whatever that Cinderella. Yeah. Kind of wild, man. Kind of wild.
You think like that'd be a good one though. I'm surprised Disney didn't do a movie on that one.
I know.
That'd be a good one. I wonder how you'd spin it to make it like lovely or childlike.
There's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Yeah, so they actually spent years together. Surprised?
Yes.
That's a screamer. Before Odyssey set back on his
Probably
request.
was, and that's why I think I like this lady.
They spent years together before he fucking set back on his quest to return to his wife, Penelope.
Also, he was a bad guy too. That's a twist.
What a dick, man.
Oh, that's a dickhead.
What the fuck?
That
That
guy's
ain't the plan.
That ain't the plan.
Guy's like, you know what? Like, stay over here for a while, come back, and be like, that was a hell of a quest, sweetheart.
I know. Because does the witch know? You know?
The witch has got to know. Nah, I don't know. He might not have told her. He's a fuckboy.
I know.
That makes me angry. And when that makes me angry. And when
Dr. Evil.
that makes me angry. And when Dr. Evil gets angry, Mr. Bigglesworth gets upset. And when Mr. Bigglesworth gets upset,
People die.
people die. That makes
That's fun. Yes. Crazy. I'm sure that witch, like that guy that spent his life fucking whatever. Oh my God. So coming from a long line of powerful witches, this is pretty interesting.
Long line of powerful witches. No, they weren't that powerful. They all died.
So get this. Her name is Medea or Medea, but get this. There is. She looks.
Oh!
Yeah. She looks
Oh!
very. So what would you even describe that like that?
Offended?
Yeah. She kind of looks. She does look very offended. So get this. There is.
I am not large.
So there's. Yeah. I am not a fat Indian. She kind of looks like she looks like a man. Not gonna lie. She kind of looks very manly. She got a manly chin.
Have you seen my rope necklaces?
So get this, okay? The
Oh,
witch,
go back to that one.
that one's them.
Fuck you.
Accusing them. That's from just I want to bring up some picture from the Salem witch trials because it is very relevant to the idea of witches, of them being like, you fucking heretic, you're a witch. So get this though. Meaty. That's her names. Media is essentially what her name is, right? So she was
Hypnotizes people.
she sourced, and that's why they named it the Media, because it was supposedly named after her, who is a sorceress who was able to manipulate people through her witchcraft. The same way the television media ends up doing the same. Isn't that bizarre?
Where's the bum bum bum? This one.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
That's not it. I'm very, very sneaky, sir. Yes, and that's what the TV does. Whoops, wrong one. There's so many fucking sound effects there.
I liked mine. We could have just ended it with the sneaky.
I'm very sneaky.
You're so wise. You're like a miniature Buddha covered in hair.
Like that.
I did like that.
So, coming from a long line of powerful witches, Medea traces her lineage to the circle chick, the Sukkah, and even the Greek sun god Helos. With much power flowing through her veins, it is unsurprising many consider her one of the greatest sorceress of the ancient world. Bestowed with the gift of prophecy and knowledge of potions, Medea used her powers to obtain her desires. That is until fate robbed her of them. You know? Sorry.
So delayed.
Great. So that's she media. Media. Yes, nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Motherfucker. So
It makes sense though.
the daughter of King Etis of Colchis.
Nailed it. Sure. Carry on. Just
I'm
go.
doing my best.
Just go.
We're always drinking beer.
I'm sure you nailed it.
Media fell in love with the man who was sent to steal the king's golden fleece. This is a very famous story.
Oh, she fell in love with the fact checkers.
This is Media. She's that crazy witch.
She fell in love with the guy that came to steal the golden. What's a fleece?
No, a fleece is like a robe kind of thing.
No.
You know? Like a fleece.
It seems like, oh, yes, never mind. No.
This is her also. She got her fucking titties.
Fleeces can be golden?
Yeah. So, a golden fleece. This is a very famous story.
Is it just a yellow colored fleece?
It's made of gold. Using her foresight, Media, I'm just going to call her that because people will be like, that's not how you pronounce her name. Well, from what I researched, she controls the fucking media because they're using witchcraft on us. Medea. Sure. It's that black tranny bitch. Sorry.
Oh my God.
You know, Medea.
Oh, my, he goes, don't talk about things that are going to get me canceled.
you know Medea?
I do now.
Tyler Perry plays that
big.
I'm
Yeah.
Medea. Da, da, da. Like how Dave Chappelle says, they put all these actresses in fucking women's makeup to embarrass them because it's all part of a humiliation ritual. There are a bunch of Freemasons, like what I believe, and a bunch of the stuff that's going on. They do humiliation rituals where you have to do it to stay in power. They love humiliating people in the Freemasons and Skull and Bones. And I said that I do think that our prime minister and people like that do it. And that's why they're always humiliated because they're doing it out in the open. And then the Freemasons are like, ha, 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 he's doing our bidding. Give this guy
Idiot.
nothing. Yeah, fucking retard. So, you know.
And another one.
And so he's using her foresight to, she fell in love with the man who was sent to steal the king's golden fleece. Using her foresight, Medea warned Jason and his Argonauts.
Oh,
remember the famous story?
I know
Jason
the
and the Argonauts,
yeah.
of the dangers awaiting them. In exchange for marrying her, Medea would help him retrieve the fleece. So she wanted the dick.
She
wanted that dick. She wanted it.
She's probably single for a long time.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
Like Sawyer, 7 fucking years.
I hope he watches this.
She then followed Jason to Argo, where they found Ben Affleck, where they lived happily. He did a movie called Argo.
Okay.
Get the reference. Where they lived happily, at least until Jason was offered the opportunity to marry the king Creon's daughter. So then he's like, oh, what?
She's better.
I can marry her? She doesn't look like a frumpy, judgmental woman with fucking
rope necklace.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like they say that men and women have gotten less attractive. I don't know about that. Or people look younger now.
They say men and women got less attractive.
Well, men look very much older. Like a 19-year-old dude way back in the day looked way like, thinking about the dudes going to war and shit. 16-year-olds, they looked older.
Oh, they looked older.
So according, if you look,
well, that's fair. They probably did.
And because they've been shocked by
they were
war.
fucking like the second they started walking, they got kicked in the fucking
My grandfather
teeth.
was fucking working at 11 years old.
It's like go to work. Wears you down, man.
I don't know, crazy, and I'm like, I don't know. People look pretty good nowadays, you know. We look pretty good, don't we?
I look pretty good.
I look like I got beat the fuck out of by fucking somebody, but And Billy looks like he went to a swinger sex party.
Give me that knife for a sec.
I don't know if I trust you.
I want to undo my button. Oh, it's not very sharp. I'm just gonna cut it, cut it and rip it open.
Don't do that. You spent $80 on that car.
And my belly is.
I was trying to fucking get you to
It's
spend.
so soft,
Think about
man.
it. You
I
spent
can't.
$80 on a fucking spandex thing. I got a whole costume. Oh, I was gonna have my gloves. I have gloves too.
Oh,
You want to
dude,
give me my bag over there?
it's so soft.
There's an empty plastic bag. Maybe there's not. Maybe it's another thing. No, I have gloves.
You're fine.
Everything's fine. It's
On
fine.
these gloves, you just gotta unsew them.
Fucking weird. It's
They're
very
so soft. It's so soft.
It's so weird. This costume. You know, and you did it last minute and it worked. It's fucking so weird. It's as tight as it can get to your body.
I know. You see every curve. Just like I like
What
it.
curve? Like when me and Brett
That's
made
what
that
my
joke,
woman
Billy
likes.
was laying on the boat at the bachelor party, like on the back of the boat. And then I can't remember what Brett said. And I was like, there's like no curve to you, eh? Just a fucking straight line. So
How about y'all fuck off? Mind your business.
and we do hope everyone really enjoyed the wild urban legends episode. There will be stuff coming like that a little more often. We suggest people
That one
watch
come out
stuff.
already?
Yeah, it's already out
Oh,
before
nice.
this, and it's because there was other stuff we wanted to add into October with Aaron being gone and not being able to do some of the stuff that he couldn't even do for his show because he's like, I'm slacking on my show right now because the shit that's going on. So I'm like, we'll make sure we make up for it, right? We'll get you on there. We'll talk about
There you
scary
go.
movie or something.
Yeah. Oh, I know that one.
I know it's like the
I
only
like
thing
that
we can
one.
do, or make you watch a movie with us. where
Oh, sure.
something fucked up. So
How do you just sync it? You all just press play at the same
yeah,
time?
that's the plan.
Oh,
or with
cool.
some stuff for the Patreon, we're able to actually watch it.
Right.
all
Anyways,
together.
what's the
So
next?
resentful and angry over the betray, because
Probably.
yes,
Fair enough.
Medea sent a gold coronet covered in poison, whatever that is.
Oh.
Although she only meant to kill the bride who stole her husband, the king was killed in an attempt to save his daughter. So the
So
death.
what, like you give her CPR and then she started.
I don't know. Maybe he drank it instead and heard about her doing this.
What the sorry, what did you say she gave him?
A coronet.
I thought that was like a piece of jewelry.
Maybe it is. Maybe he like looked at it and licked it or something. I don't know.
You licked it?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know ancient fucking Greek mythology. or
The
whatever
fuck's a
fuck this is.
cornet? Like CORNET?
Yeah, like coronet. CORONET. Should have my Google phone. It's easy to be like, what is a cornet?
Oh.
O-N. Coronet. All right, yeah.
It's an instrument.
What?
Oh, it's a fucking crown. Never mind.
Why
A
did he
cornet's
wear
a
it?
crown whose bearer is less than a Soviet or royal in rank.
Nice.
The crown's appearance, it looks just like this. It's like a pretty crown, though. So that you're dripping everywhere, buddy.
Oh, I am.
Oh, he dripping.
I'm tripping.
Yeah, okay. So the king wore the crown.
I guess
Isn't that
so.
what that was for?
Well, he said
Did you
to,
think the wife was going to wear the crown?
He said it was an attempt to save his daughter. The deaths led to the Corinthians, I feel like I've heard that before, to move against Jason, who killed 2 of his sons as punishment. So they killed these people, ran up on this homeboy's kids, killed them. Medea then killed 2 more to further his pain and suffering. Wow. So she went and killed 2 more of his sons. Because back then you had like 10, 20 kids, right? You just fucked like King Solomon had 100 wives and 1,000 kids, supposedly.
Yeah.
What a time, man. And now they're like, population control, because they want to keep the population down. There's too many people having kids, especially foreigners. And if you look up the, it's funny. If you wait, one
Dude,
more thing.
you're walking such thin
I
ice
know.
today.
If you listen, if you Google like sperm count by 2045 or something like that, it might not show up. It might have changed, but I saw people like Googling it, and it will say that it will decline drastically. It has been declining. That's why I don't like the people are like, there's not population control. It's like seems kind of like there is for white people though.
Yeah.
Dancing that thin line. Dancing that. Have
Well,
one
that
kid
one's fun.
because you can't afford it. So that's one of the big things I say is the population control. War is a population control, 100%. People don't realize that war is massive population control. Like massive. You can kill fucking millions of people within a couple of years. And then everyone's like, oh, we've won against these guys or that guy. Or, and meanwhile, this is humans dead. And that's all that comes of it, really.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, because if it wasn't for that leader, whoever is orchestrating that, if the people just didn't fight, then there would be no war. So it's just like, if you didn't manipulate and radicalize people to do that, then and human beings just were like about peace and love, you wouldn't fucking have some of that shit, right? And it only benefits the fucking rich anyway. But like, it's just fucking weird. Like, what? Like, and then just a bunch of fucking people dead. But also, one is like, okay, if you can't afford shit, if you can't afford anything, then it's just like, oh, we'll have one kid because we can't afford it anyway. If the audio listeners, I'm waving my arms around because I feel like a bird, so Billy's copying me. Caca!
Look how long my arms are. Holy fuck.
What happened to you, man? You got stretched out. So
I've one of those things.
This is
where
one
you,
of the
like, grab
crazier
the
things. So
ropes.
everyone's killing each other. The witch killed Medea, killed a bunch of this guy's fucking kids. Two of them after the two of them were already killed. And then she escaped the city on a golden chariot from Helios or whatever.
Helios.
So she just like fucking flew away, often associated with the darker side of human experience. Oh, here we go. We're getting into Hecate. Is known for her connection to necromancy in the underworld, which eventually we will be talking about that stuff. So Hecate is a very old goddess. I think with Greek mythology. Hecate? She's the one with the two swords, bro.
Oh, double sword.
Like she's fucking Deadpool.
I was gonna say Kill Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill too. Man, those are good movies I haven't seen in a long time.
Fucking love Kill Bill.
Is known for a connection to necromancy in the underworld, the goddess of magic, witchcraft, the moon, and the spirit realm. Some believe she was shaped by darkness shed by Archimedes. This is a very folklore to do with, I think, ancient Greece. I'm sorry if I'm fucking butchering that. Juan's really good at that stuff when it comes to shit and like the history of this, because I like more recent stuff or Egyptian shit. But the daughters of the Titans, so that would be Hercules, which would be Greek mythology. Hecate often is trailed by a howling pack of black hounds. That definitely sounds very, very much like the same.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
That's me.
You're
I got all my doggies.
With a torch in one hand and a key in the other. Very, very Freemasonic, like the Statue of Liberty is a symbol of Lucifer, the bearer of light.
To the fucking
Lucifer is the bearer of light. French. That's why it's kind of funny when people like I don't know. I don't think people really understand what's going on. I don't think people understand religion. I think that they've been just like conditioned to believe one thing or the other. Yes, there are some good things that are in the Bible. Sure. There's some good things in all fucking books, maybe.
Okay, so what's the Statue
of
Liberty?
The statue is the bearer of light because that's what Lucifer was named. But Jesus was also named the son of the morning. So very familiar. Lucifer and Jesus both have very familiar names. Like even Beast 1333 talks about it in a line where he's like, Lucifer means the bearer of light, but they want you to worship Jesus. And then there's someone who made a good point. Why do we call him Jesus? His name is Josh. His name is Yehoshua. The first interpretation ever of the name was Yehoshua, which would now be Josh. So even one day at work with Brett, that's been on the show, I was like, he's like, fuck off, you believe in reptilians. So like, you believe in a guy named Josh. I was like, shut the fuck up. Some bearded guy named Josh. And if Jesus, you're out. Like the idea is like there's power in his name, right? That's what they say in the Bible. There's power in the name of Jesus. That's not his name. That's not his name. His name is Yehoshua. It's in the first scriptures. It is. So this idea that we've been probably led astray in numerous ways, and they have you repeating some guy's name that's not the guy that you're supposed to be repeating his name. So there's no force. When it's like, let the power of Christ compel you. Is it really what we're like, or are they manipulating us?
Or is it Christian?
I don't know. I like to question everything, and that's the truth, that his name is Yehoshua. Any religious scholar, they will tell you the same thing. And it's just weird that we got Jesus because of this or that. It's just very fucking weird. So yeah, she is known. She's a fun witch, man. You know, she got a bunch of howling dogs with a torch in one hand, a key in the other. Sounds kind of Freemasonic. And Hecate stands at the
keys back then.
Yeah, they opened doors, man. They had doors.
Yeah, but they like keys.
Yeah,
you think so?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Not like that. Not like a traditional key.
No.
Maybe they're like this big and they had to carry them around.
There's that thing where it's like the chick that fucked like 300 guys in like a year or some shit, something like that.
What the fuck is
And
that?
she's like, I'm just like sexually liberated or whatever. And then the people were commenting, and it was like, a key lock with that goes to any key is not a good lock or whatever, right? Because if you have a lock that is opened up by any key, it's not really that sacred, you know. Fucking weird. And then so as she was a protector, I think we have candles this fucking time.
You
Be on
fucking
fire.
put your goddamn arms
A
down.
protector of home and guardian of the borders, she stands vigil over the space between the living and the dead by illuminating both sides of the journey, much like Haiti.
Oh, okay.
The idea, he brings people into hell, but she illuminates both sides of the boundaries of the journeys from that souls need to get to the other side.
Oh,
So if you die, she kind of illuminates that pathway.
Helps you.
According to legend, she shone her torch for Demeter, who was a goddess of architecture, entered the underground in search of her abducted daughter, Persephone. Wow, that's fun. Her help bound the trio, with Hecate forever preceding Persephone's visit to the underworld. Proceeding and then following after when she departed. Her movements also influenced the moon cycles, bringing light and dark to the sky. So this is the idea of ancient Greek mythology. It even goes with like Viking kind of mythology and all that stuff. Is the idea of like that this guy did this. There's a guy in the sky, and when the sun goes down, he's controlling that. Or there's a woman that does. That's a lot of.
Could you imagine how boring of a job that'd be? Like,
I know.
fuck. He's just like piss hammered, sitting in the back, and he's like, gotta move this fucking thing over here.
Ooh.
Very slowly too. He's holding it and he's just like, fucking all right.
This is weird. I kind of like it.
Sangria.
It's a sangria style beer.
All right, give me that. I gotta see.
You tried it and I was like, what is this? Kind of like gingery or I don't know. There's something about it because I didn't think about what beer it was.
Biggest, most unnecessary.
I know. It was for the Halloween special. It's a massive skull cup. Jesus Christ. It's fucking weird though. Is that weird? Is that weird? It's like, I was like, kind of just like a gingerbread man. That's like sangria is not supposed to taste like that.
It's purely like it's liquid gingerbread.
Is that weird?
With like fruit punch. Like somebody just smashed a gingerbread house and fruit punch into a cup, and that's what I'm drinking.
I kind of like it.
It's fucking good.
Sangria beer, everybody. That's fucking bizarre.
Huh.
So, moving with the world of night, Hecate torches lights the people's path. People's fear to tread.
What if you went the other way? Sorry, since you said that, I was thinking the other way. So imagine you die and she's like, all right, you're going to hell. And she starts illuminating the path to hell, but you can tell it's going down. You're like, I'm going to go this way. You just start like crawling in the dark. I can envision you're crawling in the dark up to the heaven.
Mind. When we do finally do our hell series, which will come next summer. We'll talk about that because the idea of hell is not in the Bible, man. It's not. There's underground things mentioned in religious text. I'm trying to think of the one underground thing which kind of has to do with reptilians. But there's certain like Buddha. There's something to do with the underground. I can hear it in the back of my head. But like it was never mentioned in that way.
Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, like that. But it wasn't mentioned in. There's no fucking hell. No mention of hell in the fucking Bible. That was a manifestation. They created that. They manufactured that. The same people that believe like the King James version of the Bible. The King James manipulated Jehovah's Witnesses and some other fucking culty kind of religions do that, where they interpret the book, and it's a book that was definitely rewritten by a king that wanted to add his own influence to it.
Yeah, 100%.
On a book that was probably already created by some guy that was like, I'm important. Must have been.
Well, the original one was apparently supposed to be 9 different, all the disciples, right? But
yeah,
12
disciples.
12? Yeah, I was like, why the fuck don't I know the number right now?
Think about this, right?
It was written by all 12 of them.
There's 12.
They all read their own book.
Planets. There's a lot of weird stuff to do with that. And then the 13th would have been the Nibiru. Maybe.
Yeah, we can't be having that though. That's a bad number.
I know, my favorite number. Moving within the world of Hecate, moving into the world of night, Hecate's torch shines a light, whatever, blah, blah. Encourages self-reflection in times of anxiety and doubt. To follow Hecate is to agree to be led through despair and doubt to find a renewal and new life. Admit the panic. Many attribute their misfortune to the devil himself and his supposed worshippers. At the point, the Catholic Church's Inquisition, which had already been established for decades, expanded its effort to seek out and punish non-Catholic causes of mass deaths, including devil-dotting witches.
Devil dotting witches.
I don't know if it's thinking of the same thing where essentially, so if you pricked somebody, okay, the whole idea, this is one of the practices they would use, and they're hunting for witches, which was a job, which you could be paid you could be paid pretty well to point out a witch, start pointing fingers. Like it was a job. You would be paid fairly well.
Yeah,
too.
you'd be under the gun to be finding them
the
too.
Inquisition, dude.
So you just start fucking finding them.
No, it's funny. See how this light here, okay, that's on the floating bookshelf. Brett asked for a spirit to take it off, and it constantly did it. I duct taped it to it. I glued it to it. I got a new one. I asked for the spirits to leave it alone, and they did. It's gonna rip off.
Up.
I don't know. It
Spirit,
was.
if you're real, drop that fucking light.
No, don't do anything. Don't do anything.
I already told him.
No, it's fine. Don't shut the fuck up. Just shut your mouth.
Spirits.
Just shut your mouth.
Do your thing.
Don't
Rip it off.
Don't. I will fucking kill you, bro. I will.
No. That's a dumb way to kill someone.
I'm gonna strangle you with your own intestines.
That's impressive. I'd be impressed.
Fuck you, Billy. Fuck you, Billy. Fuck you, Billy. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Billy.
You're a very sick man. You know that, don't
you? Yes. So.
All right.
So the devil dotting would be they would prick you, right?
Okay.
Just a little prick. They'd prick you, and then if you bled, you were not a witch. But if you didn't bleed, then you're a witch.
Where would they prick you though?
I don't necessarily.
And how quickly would you bleed?
They'd also check your body, like they'd rub you down and stuff.
Okay.
And if you had a third nipple, they think that's where
how many people would fucking have third nipples?
I knew a kid. I've told this before. I knew a kid in school.
Yeah.
It sucks that I have to say his name. His name was Matthew Nichols. And we called him Matthew Nipples because he had a third nipple. He showed us. He was proud of it. He's a fucking witch, man.
I don't think in my entire life if I come. Maybe they always hid it when they had it because they're embarrassed. I wonder how many people have third. Google's being
so the idea is they thought, okay, the nymph, I think it was called, like this little creature that witches would have around them, right? This thing would like suck on it. It would feed off of it. So, and they think that, like, isn't that fucking weird? This little creature would feed off like the third nipple.
The first thing that comes off on my Google when I type how many is how many people are actually in defeat.
Ew.
How many?
What are you looking up, man?
People. It wasn't a history thing. It was a recommended. How many people are?
Is this a new thing from Flavor Beast?
Yeah, it's fucking. So I bought the pod and it's rechargeable or it's disposable pods. They're cheaper.
All in on fucking.
Yeah, they're cheaper. How many people are actually
so
have?
I haven't vaped in a long time.
Have a third nipple. There it is. Third nipples are very minor birth defects. In some cases, they may be genetic, but they're actually quite common.
Yeah.
Occurring in 1 in 5% of the population.
What?
How the fuck? 1, 2, 5? You couldn't narrow it down any more than that? How big's the population?
They think 8 billion now. I don't trust that number.
Okay, let's say 8 billion.
I don't trust that.
That's 800 million. 8 billion. Times
the birth rate is declining, so don't trust that. That is a lie.
400 million. Yeah, they're like anywhere from 80 million to 400 million people have third nipples. Somewhere in the middle of that. Like, how could you not know that?
Every time I make a new friend, I ask for it to do a cavity search and check their whole body to make sure they're not a witch. because that's what they used to do. They used to strip them down. An
That's what
excuse
I'm
for-
doing now.
Excuse for men to be like, witch, you're kind of sexy though. Can I see? Can we see a little bit first?
That's disgusting.
So we'll get into. I think we get into this a bit, but there was one which we'll get into the full case of this at some point. I did write it down on my notes, but fuck it. But fuck it. There was one of the witch hunters at the beginning. His name was the Bellman, and he would, because it was a lucrative job. It paid like 4 times the amount of the salary at the time, like how much you would make from a job or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So he invented a retractable like needle thing.
Okay.
So if he wanted someone to be accused as a witch, he would just use the retractable one. But there's a theory that he ended up getting accused of being a witch, and then he fucking did not pass the test. So he got murdered. That's what other people think he could die of tuberculosis, which is probably the more logical solution. But the idea is like they could appoint anyone and just accused anybody, any woman that thought for herself. That, you know, we'll get into it. But amid the panic, obviously, of all the stuff that was going on, they got into, you know, the Catholic Church. We all love them. These women were
They're good
believed
people, I
to
heard.
worship in large nocturnal assemblies. That's a nice word to say. Nocturnal assemblies. They were like in an assembly line in the dark, all fucking going, woo! Everybody, watch The Witch. After this episode, if you've never seen it, you guys should watch it together. If you want to see the creepiest, one of the scariest witch movies, by far loved it. Like I tripped balls after I watched it. This is the third time you watched it. I watched it outside, tripping balls on mushrooms. And then after I was like, and I've said this before, I was like, man, should I have messed around with the Ouija board? Should I have done that? And I was like fucking tripping out, like just not in a good space. And I was like fucking freaking out in my head. Just didn't tell Chelsea. I was like, oh man, did I fuck up? Did I curse my life? Which who knows, man. Where various social ills were performed, supposedly in these circles.
Social ill.
Such as promiscuous sex.
That's a social ill.
I guess so. Naked dancing.
Is it supposed to say social ick?
No, ill.
Just
Ills.
joking.
So there's the promiscuously, like dancing naked, you know, being very sexual a lot of times, it seems like.
That means you're sick.
Naked dancing
Is sick.
Yeah, it's sick. It's not good. It's gross.
It's gross. That's
Gluttonous
disgusting.
feasting on human flesh.
Oh, that's also probably disgusting.
Feasting on the flesh of human infants.
Why does it have to be infants?
Because they're reptilians, bro. That's what it's all about, man.
What's the difference, though? Like, really?
What? What do you mean?
Between an infant and let's say a toddler.
A couple years.
Yeah, but like, shut the fuck up. like really, to them, it's like, are we being poisoned by our food or something? Is that why they're like, it needs to be like so fucking fresh?
I had this book and I fucking wish I didn't give it to somebody. I should contact. Is someone I worked with. And I was like, I have this book that this is crazy. It's a story. So this old lady at Swish LA, you remember the prep lady?
Deb.
Yes. She gave me like her copies of like Tucking Devil's Reject. She was like this woman in her 60s, little frail old woman. And she gave me this book about black magic killers.
Oh,
about people who practice black magic. Now, someone we know, this chick we worked with, she took the book. And I could probably still contact her to see if I could get it back.
Who's this?
Cassie, just like a chick.
Oh, okay.
And she wanted to read it, so I was like, sure, whatever. It was so long ago. I forgot to get it back from her, but at the beginning of the book, it talks about these like witches' covenants and stuff like that, and how this guy that worked that was in the Catholic Church, as far as I can remember, convinced all these nuns that he was some sort of godly figure, and they cooked and ate babies at the monastery.
They probably use like sauce and shit though, right?
Yeah, it's got
like it's not just dry.
So, and I believe that some of
Dry,
this
baby.
shit could be fabricated for sure, and some of it could be true in the fact that there's people probably performing a lot of weird witchcraft stuff back then. Is the dark of night. People believe that they can maybe summon sort of a demon, and the idea of if adrenochrome is a real thing and these reptilian creatures exist, or some sort of dark entities do really exist, then they would be able to manipulate you. And when they drink adrenochrome, the people that are in power that supposedly control our globe and all that stuff, right? That may not globe, flat earth, where the fuck you want to believe. But that when they do that, they hallucinate and they see these like entities. And when they take adrenochrome, and so I don't know. It seems like it's
Are
always
they hallucinating or seeing stuff?
They're hallucinating the truth, or how
hallucinating
how
the truth.
much? Listen, how much how much is what I hallucinate on mushrooms real, or how much is it not real?
99% of it's not
But
real.
how do you know?
'Cause
Our
you
reality's
know.
fake, though. You can prove that our reality is not as real as we think it is. In many ways, there's experiments have been done about this. How do you know? This is only solid because a bunch of atoms have become very close. Molecules and atoms come so close and dense that they create an object.
Yeah.
You know, so
Sure.
technically, so at these climaxes of these festivals, people believe that the devil himself would appear and participate in these unbridled orgies with all the attendants. And when we do get into our whole hell series, probably next summer,
Devil was a
we'll
part
talk
of them.
about the Hellfire Club. Where there was
Okay.
people like in the 1700s all fucking getting fucked up, drinking liquor, straight the spirits, right?
Mhm.
And you know what alcohol is, Billy? You know where it came from? Alcohol.
Fun times.
You know what alcohol means? The
Good
body
good day.
eating spirit.
Good day.
Listen.
Good day. I
you
don't
are-
want to fucking hear it, Tom. It means fun. is
It's
what it
funny that
means.
we are strange, Brew. So it's funny you're saying good day. Good day, sir. But yeah, it's alcohol. Alcohol comes from alcohol, which means the body eating spirit. So it's supposed to be calcifies your pineal gland, and I would like to quit, but I enjoy it. So in order to save the church and its followers from the devil, these women had to be tamed, most likely killed. It is with the mind of the Catholic Church inquisitors, Jacob Springfield and Henrik Kramer wrote the Malleus Maleficarum, which you can actually go back. A co-host that regretfully left and stuff like that, whatever, from the show, but we covered this. It's a very good episode. It's very funny because it just shows that they had a whole book, which insisted witch hunters in gruesome tasks of diagnosing and punishing so-called witches. And it's bizarre. It's very weird. We covered this last year around this time. And who, as a woman who was maybe sexually vulnerable, therefore easy prey for the devil. If it was someone who was kind of like just feeling their bits and pieces, the devil could take hold.
I feel like the devil can take hold of anybody at that point. Like, why? I hate all these little rules that'd be like, you got to do this and this, and then the fucking sacred power, most powerful entity in the world can finally do his thing.
It's ritual, though.
Why does it need to be? Because this guy sounds so fucking strong.
Because
he sounds like he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
It's like maybe the idea of like folklore, right?
Maybe
vampires.
Maybe he's not as bad as it is, and he doesn't come unless you ask for it.
Well, that's the idea. Yeah. That's the idea, is that we don't necessarily know if Lucifer is actually the bad guy, and that's what Satanists believe. But they believe in a kind of atheist way, which when I was kind of into Satanism,
that's like having your cake
at the beginning of the show, I would say, like, and people called me out for this stuff. Like, I don't know anymore. I'm reading a bunch of different books, but I was kind of into the idea of Satanism only for the idea that in at least Anton LaVey's form of Satanism is like, you are a god in your own right. It was more atheistic, but I'm not that way. So I interpret it in a way where I was like, all right, that he's the bearer of light. He gave knowledge to Adam and Eve. He gave him a fruit from the fucking tree of knowledge. God didn't want him to have God wanted him to tend the garden and keep the garden going, right? And then Satan came in and was like, no, we're gonna break that away from it, and you're gonna be free finally. So it's weird because once they eat the apple, they realize that they're naked, so they clothe themselves, and all these weird things about that. That's why people believe that Satan was the good guy. He was actually trying to awaken humanity. And that's why there's so different interpretations that people don't really know anything about anything. And we don't know. We'll never know. At the end of the day.
You might know one day.
Maybe. When we all die,
I'll
we'll
never
figure
die,
it
though.
out. But then if it is the scariest thought, which is my scariest thought, is that reincarnation is slavery. And that there's a theory that the reptilians have a web over the earth. And that you just shoot back into a human body for fucking how long or whatever they want to consume your energy. And you just repeat the same sort of process throughout different centuries of existing. And then they get to consume your energy for a lifetime. Rather than consuming it just once, they get it for all of eternity.
Oh.
Which is scary.
See, I'm never going to die, though.
You think so?
I do think so.
We are laughing.
No, I'm not. I'm
We are
serious.
very good friends.
You think I'm gonna die? You told me if I fucking die, people are fucking raping my wife. I'm not doing that.
That makes me angry.
That does make me angry. I'm not dying anymore. Destroy the child. You've lit. That was not the fucking button. You think anyone's dying anymore?
What do you mean?
Nah. I'll be sure she dies before me. If I'm dying, I'm killing her first.
That's good to know.
No one's fucking no one's getting this around town thing from earlier.
So
I don't like that.
Yeah, so what else is a woman but a foe to a friendship? Wrote the monks. They are evil. They are leechious. I don't know what that means. Vain and lustful. All witchcraft comes from carnal lust, which is in woman. It's irresistible. It is irresistible in the woman. They like to fuck, and it means they're bad. The devil don't like. He likes it. The God don't like it, though. You know.
You know,
It's so funny that
like taco
there's
truck
these guys that like can't have sex because they were bound to fucking Christ or whatever, right? That only Christ fucks them, right? They can't have sex, they can't do anything, and they're like, women are so sexy, I can't fuck them, but they're fucking witches. I feel like they're Italian all the time. You know, if you think of like what's that fucking movie with Tom Hanks? The Da Vinci Code. It's just like everyone's Italian. By the end of the 1600s, of witch hunting hysteria in Europe reaches peak. Witch hunts spread like wildfire across Europe, of the worst which occurred in France and Germany. Würzburg, Germany, was home to the worst incident of witchcraft hunting. The magistrates of the time determined that the most of the town was possessed by the devil, condemned hundreds of innocent women to death. Hundreds.
Just throw up in your mouth.
No, I just burped a little.
You threw up in your fucking mouth.
No, I didn't. Look.
Swallowed. Usual.
Yeah, usual case. Who spits, man? Thousands were arrested and brought to the Inquisitors, which is also from Star Wars, for examination. Under the Inquisitors' brutal scrutiny, the accused were stripped and searched. Get them naked, as I said. Any suspicious wart, mole, or birthmark could end up someone receiving the death penalty. Even if you're just born with something and you didn't fuck, and then somebody accused you of being a witch and they strip you, and you have some like little mark on your testicle or something, they're like,
oh, I do got a mole on my testicles.
Ew.
It's this big. It's like large.
That's a tumor, bro.
Oh. Whoops. How long you think I can live?
Like I said, not long.
I got a long time.
Fucking, I gotta tell the story. We're at the night before the wedding. We're at a hotel and fucking we're swimming around. Billy convinces me to go to the pool. I didn't want to, but I actually enjoyed myself. But then,
Of course you did.
so there's this like pool at the hotel. I'm like, let's just go. We're having a couple beers or whatever. And I'm like, fucking fine. We have no bathing suits, so we gotta go to our skivvies. And it was such a funny, weird experience. And then his fucking girlfriend gets out because she's like, I could see floaters in the pool. And then I noticed, I looked over to Billy and I was like, it's a B rating. It's not even an A, it's a B. Which
For
I'm
a
like,
pool, that's not good.
That's not good. And then Billy's like, my fucking heart hurts. And I was like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, it just happens sometime. And I was like, that's not good, man. Where's your heart randomly hurting?
I don't know. Chest pains, they're fine. They go away.
That's called alcoholism.
That's called fucking grow up. You're fine.
In order to execute the accused, however, the women first need to confess. Torture seemed to be the best way to get a confession. You know,
Torture seems like what's it called? Fucking gangs and mafias. That's the word I'm looking for. They learn that very well. They're like, you want to know who snitched?
But then how do you know if they're lying? They can just point at someone and be like, he did it. That's all it takes. And that's what they did for this. Where it's like, you know, and I have a whole book of it. I want to read before we get into it about the law. To talk about like crime. It's called Crime and Punishment. We talk about the torture methods.
Yeah, at that
There's
point, like
so
you're so ready to get out of there. You're just ready to say anything that you want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why these women did end up confessing.
Sure, I'm a witch. Like, yeah, fucking kill me.
So the church would use instruments such as thumb and leg screws, head clamps, and the Iron Maiden to obviously get the truth to come out, and they needed to enact death. Do you know what the Iron Maiden is?
I feel like I do, but fuck, for a freshman.
A great band.
Well, yes. Shut up.
I'm pretty sure it is the one where it has spikes inside of it, and they close you up. You ever seen Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah, it's like a
Well, actually,
It's like
that
almost
movie
like.
gave me
Are you
fucking
talking like a
nightmares.
mummy thing with like spikes in it?
Yeah, and you close it up.
Yeah, just like shoots you. Hey, Mr. Buddy's back.
Yeah, of course.
Infant is. I can't fucking read that, man. Oh, now I can.
Infant is more pure. It's like eating baby cow. They don't move, so it's less fat. It would be less muscle.
Isn't it all
Yeah.
fat?
I believe in the hot dog earth now. You are the number one fan, man. That's for sure. How do you always show up in these things? So let's get into Catherine Moravizin. I don't care if I don't pronounce these well. I'm having fun. This is Catherine. Catherine is not
sounds
a.
like a
She. What do you think, Billy?
She a bitch.
Yeah, she looks like a bitch.
She a bitch.
But then you see later on, it's like, what happened to you?
She got divorced
So-
because she was a bitch.
Also known as La Vision, lived in France in the mid 1600s. She practiced medicine and including midwifery and abortions. Even way back then, they like to kill babies. Mixed potions and I'm just kidding, everybody. And poisons, told fortunes, and arranged black masses. Witches are black masses. Fucking Ozzy.
That guy's still alive.
Yeah, I love his son, man. Jack is awesome. We watch his ghost show. It's fucking good.
See, if you can't tell me I'm gonna die when someone like Ozzy's still alive.
Billy, do you have millions of dollars to keep
I
you
will.
alive?
I'm
When you
going to.
prostitute yourself.
I'll figure it out.
Billy's gonna draft himself into the military and fight for Israel.
I don't know. Sure. Well, no, that means I might die. I don't want to do
Exactly.
that. See, that's why I'll live forever. I'm a cowarder. Yeah, run and you hide.
his
Yeah,
religion,
scurry. I'm
a
a scurrier. Confrontation, you scurry away.
So she told fortunes, arranged black masses, where clients could confer with the devil, which is fucking frightening, man. Don't do that shit. That's a bad idea. She also was one of the heads of the Affaire des Poisons, a cult who poisoned many members of the French aristocracy. Aristocracy. I can't even fucking talk right now, man.
The aristocrats?
Yeah, aristocrats. Aristocracies. Man, I don't know what happens. It's the across. I can't even fucking say it. I can hear it in my head, and I can always hear it in my head, and I could say it if I was completely sober. But this is the aristocracies. I don't know how this happens, because if I was like just doing a stupid fucking political video, I could. You can't even do it.
Aristocracy.
The aristocracy. Who gives a fuck? The aristocrats. The goddamn aristocrats. The cats, man. That's what they're doing.
Cats. There's no R there.
So all the rich fucking people who plan to poison King Louis the fucking what's XIV?
10-1-5.
15th or sure. There's so many. Holy fuck, man.
Wait, no, 10. Sorry, it's 10-1-5.
Yeah. The 25th. 26th. What?
25. Is that 25?
I don't know how.
Because do you add the next? I know the numbers. I just don't know. I just
All
don't know how
together.
you add together. Do you add the 10 and the 1 and times that by 2? 10-1-5 is 20.
1-5 King.
Just search X15.
It was the 15th.
Well, that would just be XV,
No.
wouldn't it?
How do you do it in letters?
Yeah. So X I
Oh, there he is.
V.
Oh, this guy's got fucking.
Would it be?
some wild
Is it
hair,
16 or 25?
man. In English?
In English.
How many numbers?
I don't
is
know which
that?
way you add Roman numerals. I never thought about that.
What?
Do you add it to the V or do you add it to the X?
It's not telling me anything. The great sun god.
Maybe it's 11. 115.
Roman numerals. It's like-
X1V.
weird. That's the 14th of those yet to learn Roman numerals.
14. Oh, so you minus 1 from 5.
I don't understand how the fuck that works. That's fucking weird. This guy's got some
I've yet to learn Roman
wild
numerals,
hair,
apparently.
though. I want everyone to look up Louis the 15th or 14th. I mean, sorry. Look at this guy. He looks like a fucking punk rocker, man. Look at that hairstyle. Whoa! Look at this shit right here.
Boy,
his hairstyle is fucking gnarly. He looks like he needs to be in a band with the Ramones or some shit.
You know my name is gonna be Lewis.
All right, I know. And now it's William.
Yeah.
William the First.
My name is supposed to be Lewis.
You know what my name is supposed to be?
Lewis. You see that fucking? You've seen that thing?
My name is supposed to be Laura.
Yeah, it should be.
If I was a girl,
still should be. Anyways,
that'd be my.
Have you seen the fucking? You seen all those videos going around? It's like that giant fucking pumpkin skeleton thing.
No, I don't know.
It's giant. It's fucking massive. He's like, it's
my
Halloween.
TikTok's
He goes,
filled with everyone yelling about the government.
He goes, my name is Lewis. No, you haven't seen that?
No.
Okay.
Do you like it?
It's funny.
Is it sexy?
No, that's not the word I'd use. But
her
sure.
most famous client was Madame de Montespan, the king's mistress. It was Montespan ordered that the witch attempted to poison the king for his infidelity. Do you see the theme, ladies? Do you see the theme? Men are cheating on you, and you fucking try to murder them.
That's fair, though. You should try to murder them.
But what if you just allow everyone to come together?
How about men allowing to fucking murder women that cheat on them?
Yeah, I know, because
nowadays
that happens way more often than people
feel like it fucking happens more
that
way than the other way.
Think about this.
Actually, statistically,
it may, because women can access sex a lot quicker than males can. It's easy, very quick.
Okay, so it's not saying that they're worse people. It's saying they have more opportunity.
Well, look at all these women. They're like, I had sex with 300 men. And it's just like, nobody wants to hear that. But if a guy had sex with 300 women, I'd be like, cool. How many do you actually remember?
Did you are you okay down there?
Yeah, I know. That's what I wonder.
You'd just be a big pus ball, I'm assuming.
Your dick would be the size of
that visual was fucking horrendous.
Well, and then a woman, I just predict her as like a hot dog in a hallway. You like open up the pants, see some hot broad, and then it's just like, you just stick your fist in there.
This isn't gonna work.
I can't get in there. So her famous client, yes. So in the late 1670s, a fear of poisoning and witchcraft reached a fever pitch. Like that movie with that fucking loser in it and that crazy woman.
Which this movie is that?
Fever Pitch.
Fuck movie is that?
It had the chick from E.T. It's stupid.
I've never seen it. Anyways, carry
on. People will know.
Carry on. What's going on with the story? We got to get back on the story here.
So Fever Pitch in the streets of France. And many successful fortune tellers and poisoners, including the witch, were arrested. She was burnt publicly after being convicted for witchcraft.
Ooh.
So she was burnt.
Burnt alive. She died. Nobody knows why. Oh, we do. She was a harlot.
Probably.
Is this her? Yeah, this is her. That's her. That's fucking... Not gonna lie, she's not the.
Looks like a fucking Mennonite.
She looks frumpy. You know? No, if a woman looked frumpy, it's definitely this chick. Ew. I'm trying to look for my witches burning. Fuck, I have pictures of some witches burning. It's just so many pictures. I had to figure out how to organize them. I didn't do it.
Anyways, carry on the story.
She burned alive. They killed her.
Carry on.
Carry on my wayward son.
No, you're drinking.
tried and executed for witchcraft in 1662. Gotti is notable for her detained confession, which she gave her own volition without being tortured like many other women. Gotti, it's spelled Goydie. Gotti was a young housewife living in the Highland of Scotland. Her confession after the Covenant's activity. I'm not going to be able to do a Scottish accent. So let me see. Let me bring up this biatch. Isobel. It's spelled Isobel. There she is in all her glory. There, right here. That's her talking to the devil. Don't trust her. So her confession about the covenant's activity included her supposed ability.
What is that devil's photo? He's got a face bum.
Yeah, I know.
Why has he got a face on his bum?
Devils are crazy looking creatures, man.
He's got 2 eyes. No, you go back. He's got 2 eyes and a mouth. Is that his fucking shitter?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. He's ass speaks. It's like Jim Carrey, you know?
I could fit a fucking eggplant in that.
His ass?
Yeah. Look at that shit. Like proportionally how tall he is versus how visually large that hole is. Holy shit.
While you're talking, if you cover, like when you're covering up like your bow tie, it looks like you're a Power Ranger.
I am a fucking Power Ranger.
Whereas that's like when they're like commence and they like fucking put their medallions together or whatever. I always like Tommy, the Black Power Ranger.
You're just trying to be progressive now. You're just trying to be progressive.
Look at the.
I hate his fucking ass.
This
face,
is listen.
man.
This is the most well-known picture of her that we have.
Okay, what's that? That's the most well-known.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that receding hairline.
Oh, know what this is? Wild, eh? She's probably a fucking alien. The idea.
Oh,
listen,
yeah.
Listen, the idea of like the crystal skull, right? Like, if you think about that movie Indiana Jones, it's the only way I can put it for people to understand. But if you see it, her skull is like coming out the back of her head. So there's an idea that she's probably an alien, dude. Because the popes, listen, the popes and people that were part of the popery or whatever, right? Popery, that's funny. The fish hats they would wear were connected to the fish god and all this other shit. But the popes they would wear, the hats the popes would wear were supposed to be covering their elongated skulls because they were an ancient race of beings.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like that's ancient alien type shit, but like it's fucking very weird. This is a very old painting of Isabel Gotti. And yeah, it's fucking bizarre, man. I don't know why she has such an elongated forehead. Why does her forehead take up most of her face? Huh? Can someone answer me? Why?
Receding hairline?
No, she don't have that. She's a woman. Maybe she's not. So her confessions about the covenant's activity, and they would transform animals into creatures and do all this fucking hillbilly shit. In grave insight in European folklore, witchcraft at the time, she claimed to be entertained by the Queen of the Fairies in her home under the hills, which people believe. I think she was the one that was Irish. If Aaron was on here, he would tell you all about that. Like the fairy mounds, you're not supposed to fuck with them or step on them because fairies will come out of the woodwork and they'll like eat your face or something like that.
That's lovely.
Take your babies. That's what most fairies do. You remember?
You take the.
Do you remember?
Hey,
and anyone who doesn't remember, go back and listen to our fair. It's before we ever started filming stuff. Our fairies
You're getting
episode.
drunk, man. Carry on.
I know. I'm gonna keep going.
Carry on.
Fairies, man.
No, carry on the fucking story.
Fairies.
That's not what we're talking about.
We're talking about fairies.
No, we're not.
We're talking about witches.
Yes.
Some speculate that Gotti's confession may have been a result of psychosis or a ploy to get a more lenient sentence.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Molly Dyer, Leonardtown, is a small town in St. Mary's County. Around 1697, a bout of influenza and a brutal winter failing the crops, pushing the town into desperation. This is Molly. That's not Molly. That's her stone. We'll get to it. But
somebody was just worshiping it.
Yes, that's Molly.
Oh, okay.
Molly Dyer. This is actually pretty trippy story. It's a brutal winter. All the crops were dying. The town was desperate. People began searching for a scapegoat, like they often do, for the relentless bad luck. The eyes turned to Molly Dyer, a woman who lived alone on the outskirts of town, and whose knowledge of herbal remedies, which the townspeople often sought out, made her the perfect target. Fearful of her sickness, a mob accused Dyer of witchcraft and set upon her. When they set a fire to her cabinet, her small little cabinet she had, on a bitterly cold night in February 1698, Molly Dyer escaped. to the surrounding woods. Days later, a young boy looking for his lost livestock found her body frozen with one hand on a large rock and another hand reaching out to the sky.
Hitler.
Oh, whoops. For many years, the famous rock location was unknown, but in 1968, writer Philip H. Love read about the legend and went in search of Mal Dyer's rock. Love located the stone at the edge of the ravine, and in the 1970s, it was moved to an old jail museum in the town square of Leonardtown. The legend says you can still see her imprint of her hand and knees upon the rock which they found her on, which is fucking frightening.
Damn,
the
that's a
legend
long
says
time to be
that
on a
Molly
rock.
put a curse on the land and on the rock, and it's rumored that anybody who touches the rock may become dizzy or even get ill. And this woman obviously did not give a shit.
She was like, I'm gonna touch it, and yeah, not do the Hitler, but the hand praise sign. That's a very different.
Praise.
It's a very different hand motion.
Yes. Shits were after Molly Dyer. You have to look up the pictures then too.
Yep, it's this one.
I've already done her, you dumb fuck.
Tell me who Molly Dyer is.
We're already done, Molly. You're ruining this.
You're fine.
Okay, click off the fucking photos. You have to click on it. You're fucking. No!
You're so frustrated.
Click on the fucking. See the thing that's blue? You see it? No, the fucking picture. Do not fucking end the stream or do something stupid. Look down. You're so fucking dumb. Look down. The thing that's covered in blue, click it again. Show, not show. It's very simple. All right.
He's angry.
I am angry. All right, Billy's running the fucking show now, I guess. So if you really want to fucking,
oh yeah, no, I got it.
Read them and shit.
I got it. I see it. That's why I did Illuminati. Anyways, Alice Cateller Aaron with a question mark.
So look for the name Alice, and then you click and show the fucking
Alice Cateller Aaron. You have so many goddamn photos
I know
on here.
I do. That's why it's hard to fucking go through sometimes when we're doing this shit.
Yeah, that's fair. I have a bit much appreciation for you for finding all these.
Yes. Where's my other
photos.
beer that you fucking gave me?
I gave you the whole thing.
Where is it?
Right in front of your face. It's in your cup.
No, but where's the fucking? There's a beer. Give me the beer can. The last one that's in there, you dumb fuck.
I didn't give you. There you go. Alice is not on here, my friend.
She is. She definitely is.
Not labeled Alice. I just went through the whole thing.
I saw it earlier, so it must.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You know, you're making me edit a bunch more than I need to.
Well, oh.
There you go.
Alice Cateller Aaron. In 1324, Dame Alice Cateller was put on trial for sorcery. A wealthy Irish woman from Kilkenny. She was
Kilkenny.
Yeah, from Kilkenny. She was accused of worshiping the devil, having intercourse with a demon, and killing several of her husbands. Several.
Yes.
How many several? Like
she did
4?
not like. She's like one of those.
Like, look at this bitch.
There's other pictures, but
You think she's burning them? What's she doing?
she's cooking up her stew, bro. She's
Yeah.
full of husband heads.
Doing a little cooking. When her fourth husband passed, so 4. His progeny, the Cateller stepchildren, were one of the condemned. Were the ones who condemned her. Sorry.
Can you read?
Yeah. Cateller and
I'm gonna
several of her associates were flogged and beaten. What's being flogged?
We've talked about this. Flogging Molly.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, you got it. Again, though, just to recap, what's being flogged? Just because I already asked.
So
You can probably
kind of
explain it better
whipped.
than I can.
Being whipped, essentially.
Whipped with like the horse whips.
Yeah,
on,
the cat
right?
nine tails is a good
Mhm.
way to flog.
Yeah,
You know.
she's getting flogged. As her alleged leader of the group, she was condemned to burn at the stake, but the execution never took place. While she escaped deadly punishment, a host of the witch trials took place. In the end, her maid. I fucking hate names too.
See, fuck you for fucking always shitting on me.
I just like.
Listen, if there's any sponsors out there, I'm not gonna shout it out. But if you want to sponsor us, then I'm smoking out of your vape right now. So, isn't this fucking cool? Look at this thing. Look.
It's so cool.
Look at that milky white. I've not tried it with bud yet, so let's see how well it does with weed.
Is it you just straight up put weed in it?
You can put weed in it. You can put fucking cartridges. Oh, that looks fucking good. Let's go. Oh yeah, I think that's fucking awesome. Is that cool?
That's pretty fucking cool.
You just like drink it, man.
Damn.
I love this thing.
That's kind of neat.
Fucking cool.
I wonder how dirty that's gonna get after a while.
You have to clean it.
Yeah, you probably do have to a while. Eh?
All right.
Oh, you're getting stoned, aren't you?
Yes.
Waller maid, we're gonna call her Petrilla, burned alive for her involvement in the whole affair.
Milky.
So what did Petrilla do? Doesn't say anything.
Are you sure?
It doesn't. Yeah, it says so. Yeah.
It's not the same mouse, bro.
Oh. Yeah. Petrilla was never involved, and now she just apparently is.
Okay.
So Petrilla was a part of it, I guess.
Okay, let's keep going.
She got killed over it.
Yeah, nice.
Now we got Marie, recently portrayed as Angela Bassett in the American Horror Story Coven.
There's pictures of this woman.
Oh, we've talked about this one.
No, we have not.
No,
That's her. Look
yeah,
at her.
we talked about this one in the previous episode.
We talked about someone kind of like her.
That wasn't the same American Horror Story lady?
No.
Oh, that was a different one.
Yes, this is like a witch kind of lady.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So,
people did like that episode. I know it was kind of touchy, but
Marie, she recently portrayed Angela Bassett in American Horror Story. I don't know who Angela Bassett was, but fuck, I watched American Horror Story Coven.
Black lady.
She was in the Coven. Marie Laveau is most accurately described as the voodoo priestess. She lived in New Orleans from 1974 to 1881, and though little is known about her life, it is widely recorded that she had a massive following, and there is speculation that her magic mixed Catholic and African spiritual traditions.
Sorry.
The fuck's a African tradition? Like, oh my!
I'm fucking kidding, everybody. Calm down. I was fucking kidding. It's the first thing that came to my head. I'm fucking high as shit now. Oh, that's a picture of her too.
Yeah,
isn't it fun lady? Fun looking lady.
She does.
Tradition. I mean, they have some scary witch traditions. They do. There's like that. There's a famous video of them, an African tribe, doing some sort of like ritual, and they supposedly cast magic on this. Like, it looks like a fucking, just so people have reference to it. It looks like a pile of hay. Okay. And then it's one of those like, this is number 5 on the creepypasta videos.
Those
And then it's just like, and this thing just shakes and it starts moving around and twirling around this fucking, while this tribe in the, like, looks like they're in the middle of Africa. I don't know how they would have staged it. Or if it's someone that's like really flat and they just like get up, but it looks fucking weird, dude. And I'll see if I can find it and post on the Instagram.
I wish we could watch, like, we could clip in like movies to this. That'd be pretty cool. Like, clip in like YouTubes.
We can, but it's just not tonight because there's 2 laptops going on right now.
Gotcha.
But we're able to bring up stuff because there's this thing and it's fucking scary, man. I don't know if I'm sure the black magic and some of the creepier stuff that some African tribes do is pretty scary, probably. Like, I would love to talk about the cannibal tribes, dude. The Agoris and shit, like that Steve-O and like Chris Pontius hung out with, these tribes that eat human flesh, right? You like that, right?
I do like that.
Actually, I'm fucking so high. This thing was fucking.
Are you stoned out of your tree?
So I got this at a wedding present.
Okay.
From a guy with the same name as you, and he calls it his and I've tried it before.
His and
he
grew
it himself, and I was
the weed. I thought you were talking about the
okay,
whole
so it's
thing.
homegrown or whatever, right?
Yeah,
I've tried to join this before, and it got me pretty stoned. So I was like, I'll try the tonight. I was like, can't be that strong. It's homegrown. It's nice.
You feeling good?
Oh yeah. Keep going with the stories.
Oh, let's talk about the stories. Where were we? So yeah, she mixed Catholic and African spiritual traditions that was supported by a network she assembled while working as a hairdresser that were supported by a network she assembled while working as a fucking hairdresser and a brothel madam.
So she could do the ladies' hair up before they go down and they get naked.
What a fucking hell of an entrepreneur. She's like, I know where the money is. Like, you want your hair done,
Listen,
and people want
it's
sex.
a great strategy.
I'm gonna pick those two things. And
This sounds
we're gonna
very
carry on.
very mama's boy-y, but my mom was always like, because I like tattoos and like I could give good massages when I was a kid. Sounds fucking weird now that I'm like saying it.
Yeah,
But-
that does, Tom. What were you doing?
But she nothing. No. I now it's like I was gonna say
You don't want to tell the story anymore.
no,
Eh?
I was gonna say she's like, you should open a tattoo parlor where you get a massage first,
Oh my god.
so you can get the tattoo while you're already relaxed. And I was like,
get a
I've
rub and tug with
no-
a massage.
not that. Jesus, it was a good idea.
Don't move.
Because listen, because if you were to get relaxed before you had a tattoo,
Okay.
right? The idea you get a massage.
Yeah.
It was a good idea. But my mom coming up with the idea is kind of weird.
I don't want that idea. It's a shitty idea now. I don't
My
wanna
mom
do
thought
this.
of this. Why'd she think of this? She thought I was good at massages.
Anyways, yeah, she worked at a brothel and she owned a snake named Zombie after an American god and many more. After her death, her gravesite was rampant with vandalism. Gravesite, you fucking misfucked that one up. Her gravesite was rampant with vandalism. For many visitors believed Lavoie's spirit would grant wishes if they drew an X on her gravestone.
Turning her chairs.
Sorry? Yeah, we're just both we're both having a little sippy sips. It would grant wishes if you drew an X on a gravestone. Today, one must have a tour guide to enter the cemetery where she's buried. So you're not really allowed to like defecate gravestones, which probably makes sense.
Yeah, don't shit on the graves.
That probably
You know the movie I
adds up.
Spit on Your Grave? Yeah, don't do that. You might have some lady coming after you.
We got Mother Shipton.
This is a good one. There's pictures of this fucking.
We got Mother Shipton on here. Is it called Shipton?
It's called Mother Shipton or her name, which I can't remember now.
Ursula.
Yeah,
Ursula.
I think it's Mother Shipton. There's a bunch. Look for M, Billy.
Yeah.
Stresses me out, you fucking.
I do. I
There's
found
a
it. That's the cave.
Yes, there's a picture of her up there in the fucking. She's the fuckly one with the zoomed in face. That too. Mother Shipton comes with her broom. She fucking comes to fuck you.
Mother Shipton looks like he's gonna make good damn cookies though. That looks
She
like a
does
fucking
look
good
like she'll bring
cookie.
you some good Polish like meal or something like that, but like I don't know, man.
Her name is Ursula, better known as Mother Shipton, was
Mother Shipton.
highly regarded as and feared English prophets during the 1500s. Locals referred to Mother Shipton's as hag-faced due to her ugliness.
You're ugly as fuck, Mrs. Hag-faced.
They literally called her hag-faced.
She kind of looks like that.
That's so mean.
You fucking hag-faced.
Is there anybody we call hag-faced nowadays?
We should bring it back. We should bring it back. You fucking hag. You know how rude that'd be like downtown Toronto. You see this old lady on the fucking subway. You're like, hey, Mrs. Hagface, you need to shut the fuck up. Stop going over there with your crack fit.
Many
Oh,
believe that she was the daughter of a suspected witch, Agatha, and the devil. She was the daughter of the devil, I guess. Despite her appearance, Mother Shipton was considered England's greatest clairvoyant and was even compared to Nostradamus.
What's a clairvoyant ability?
Clairvoyance when you can speak to ghosts?
No.
Oh, I thought
That's
that's
a
what it was.
medium.
Oh, medium. Clairvoyance when you see into the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
I
did
knew
a
it was
whole
one of the
episode.
two.
Honestly,
I knew it was one of the two.
I was like, that's something that people need to check out the Patreon. That Paranormal Powers episode where we got like 3 answers. We did a test. If ever, and no one's seen this, it's very or they like heard it because we
Mhm.
all the time. If you've never like listened to this episode, this is why you pay for the Patreon. We did a game where it was triangle, square, circle, or a dick. It is very hard.
Oh, that was fun. I missed that.
Hard. It was very hard. It was me, him, and Justin. And people know who Justin is. You've listened to this long enough. And it was hard for us not to say that every time you see the dick, you laugh. But me and Billy got like triangle, square, circle, like all in a row. And then we tried to do it, Justin. It just didn't match up.
Yeah, we were pretty good on that.
We're like, man, we're seeing the future.
We're in
Clairvoyant
sync.
is see into the future. You're able to see what comes. You taking over and me getting high was not a good idea.
Yeah, you got too high then.
Keep
I'm
going.
sorry.
Keep
I
going.
guess I'm finishing it, aren't
Yes.
I? Some of Mother Shipton's prophecies foretell many modern events and phenomenon. It is said she predicted the Spanish Armada.
Armada.
So I
The
said
military. Armada.
the Great Plague of London.
Yeah.
Damn. The
predicted-
Great Fire of London.
Yeah.
The execution of Mary Queen of Scots.
Yeah. We knew that.
She predicted the fucking internet.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, bro, I picture one day I see little boys in front of tiny little screens jerking off to fucking 80s porn.
You're the only one with that last category there, but I want to see how did she predict the internet? You'd be able to communicate with anybody with this weird device.
You could say
Maybe.
that there would be
Why is every time it goes Indian? Every time I try to fucking make an accent, I just make
try
an Indian
British
one.
for me. We went to
You damn briskets.
No,
No.
you got British.
The
I went
Brit-
there.
oh.
I realized that there's an internet.
You
We're
big
not
bloke,
doing
you
this.
bloke, you. No, there is internet, and we realized that tea and
That's
briskets
not it.
weren't
That's-
enough.
British.
Uh,
That's not it. We're not doing this anywhere.
you done?
Yes.
Anyway, she predicted the internet apparently. Unlike so many other well-known witches, hundreds of years later, the fearsome image of this goes down. That's why.
No, not that controller. There's two laptops going. Oh my god, this is do not.
How do you scroll down on the page?
You have to click on it. You made this episode make me edit so much more. No, did you go down?
It's getting there.
So slow. What is happening? Wow, man. Did you go to the bottom?
She created the internet.
Okay.
Unlike
She
so many
predicted-
other well-known witches, Mother Shipton died a natural death and was buried on the outer edges of New York in 1561.
Okay.
So just straight up died. No one burned
No
her.
one cared.
No one threw her in a dumpster.
Yeah.
She wasn't a prom night dumpster baby.
No,
She was good.
they just
She
left
carried
her and
on.
let her die. Okay.
She
then
carried
what
on.
happened?
Hundreds of years later, the
Mhm.
fearsome image of the witch has faded and been absorbed by a popular culture, which has used the witch's violent history as costume inspiration. Others, however, have used the history of witches to found a new spiritual movement.
Wicca.
What's the new spiritual movement?
It's called Wicca, motherfuckers.
Oh, Wicca. What's that?
Wicca is like the new modern age witches that are like, I like crystals and like, I believe in the earth angels. They're those hippie chicks. That's like Wicca.
Yeah.
I like candles and I feel like it'd be chaos magic because they would be doing stuff and doing curses.
Maybe, yeah.
There is those fucking, man, you've been to a bookstore.
I've been to Indigo.
Have you looked in the spiritual section? That's where I was just going.
I can't say I ever once have gone down
An
that
Aleister
aisle.
Crowley tarot deck card, man. In the fucking book section, I was like, wow, that's pretty. I went to the bookstore and they had a Madame Blavatsky's book,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
The one that inspired a lot of things, right?
That was a dirty one.
Secret Doctrine.
Yeah.
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 In a bookstore. So they have all these hippie chick.
Well, it's because they know now. Like everyone,
Like,
it's become such public knowledge.
I have
anyway,
a book
they're like,
over
here.
there in that bookshelf that's like the spells and stuff. It's like the modern age spells or whatever.
Mhm.
They have spell books for people being like, take this route.
Why haven't you done it?
I don't think it will work. It's from a fucking
You
weird
should've done some
bookshop.
of
It's
it.
like the mainstream bookshop. There's no way, man.
You should try.
One day,
If you don't try, you never know.
I'm going to. I'm gonna do it, man. If you want to do it, like I wish I could put it's like sorcery spells and man, there's a big part of me be like, I could find it.
You want to find it?
It's a Halloween.
Anyways, in 1921, British archaeologist Margaret Murray penned a book called The Witch Cult in Western Europe, in which she argued that the witchcraft had not been an obscure occult, but rather a dominant religious force. Because, yeah, that's what that was. Though Murray's theories have been widely discredited since the book's publishing, her work sparked a fascination with witches that have been dormant for 300 years. So it sparked a fascination that just no one's talked about for 300 years.
It was the Secret Society book. I was wrong.
Oh.
There is many books by the same brand name, and I thought I had the spells one. Take a bit of cum.
Which, okay, well, actually, right there, you just nailed it, which eventually spawned the Wicca religion. Wicca was named after Anglo-Saxon term for craft of the wise, recalls ancient practices that used herbs and other natural elements to promote healing, harmony, love, and wisdom, all following the tenet of harm none.
Ah, really? They're all about hippie shit. See, that's what it turned into. It's like
you wrote this.
I know, but this is where it is now, where everyone's like, peace and love, man. We're just witches. Like, and if you watch the movie The Craft,
I feel like this all started around the
like
Charles Manson age. That's when this kind of turned to hippie
they're all
side.
fucking acid and be like, yo, man, like, we just got to come together. We can create love potions, man. That's all what it's about, man. You just like mix it together and we're all loving each other. It's like, are you sure, man? I'm pretty sure there's like bombings going on in the country. No,
I just
it's
hug.
just here now. Everybody hug.
Do you got one?
What?
Fun fact?
I have a million fun facts. What do you want to know about?
It's time for Thomas's Fun Fact of the Day.
I got a bunch.
That was so fucking last minute spot on. You got this. You got this. What do you got?
Do you know turmeric is good for inflammation? If you take a little teaspoon of turmeric, it's fucking it doesn't taste good, but
that's pretty good.
You left me on a ledge where I got stoned and now I'm like here and I'm like I didn't even I wrote everything out and it went such a weird way. As soon as you switched me, I was like, I'm gonna get high, and then I smoked this fucking vaporizer.
Everything's fine. I got a fun one anyway. That I just saw. Sorry. Anyways, I just got one. So now, because we've been trying to get out of Canada so much recently, you get pregnant, you go to another country, you have the baby. There are certain countries around the world that will accept that baby because it was born in their country as full citizenship of their country. So when you have a kid that has full citizenship of another country, you're allowed everyone's favorite word. Green card.
Okay,
and carry on, and you can have a much easier path to get citizenship yourself.
Wait.
Yeah, what's up?
What country is this?
There's a few of them. So states obviously is one of them. There was Costa Rica was another one. Puerto Rico. There's a bunch of countries like that.
If you were a rich guy and you just wanted to travel, but you had the money to get to these places, and then you impregnate someone, just a couple of years. That's all you need. And then you could be hanging out with the kid and be like, man, I got my passport.
I got a green card.
You're fine. Just all these other countries, all these other kids. Your life would never be boring. If you were rich where you had money that you...
Dude, if you can get a passport to that many countries, holy shit. I'm sure all our fucking leaders have passports to all these countries.
Dangerous terrorist acts. That wouldn't be good, though.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That's not a good thing.
Stranger danger.
You don't want to say anything? You like Halloween? What do you like about Halloween?
Do you like Halloween? I like Halloween. I like that this fucking suit I put on is so goddamn
you made me
tight.
Get high. You did this. This shit looks sick. I look like I got beat the shit out of it.
It looks good from that angle. I'm glad I switched these spots so everyone could see it.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
With your little fucking weird bow tie shit. It's fucking
I feel
so
good. I'm
strange,
spandex as hell. I feel like
it's so fucking weird. As soon as
I feel like Men in Black.
As soon as this dude stepped out, we're gonna do that episode too. But as soon as he stepped out, I was like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
You liked it.
It is kind of what I wanted. It's just it is Slenderman if he had a top hat on. If he came down your stairs like that frog in the fucking cartoons. It's like, give me my baby, give me my sugar. It's like, get the fuck.
Give me my ragtime gal.
Tall,
how do you stare this way when I'm over there? This is weird.
It's just easy. I got used to it.
You look at someone that's talking.
Yeah, I know. So I just gotta get used to controlling both things at once. even when I'm kind of fucked up. That's why when you were doing it, I was like, no. It's like I can compartmentalize what the fuck I'm doing. This has been a lot of fun though, and I hope people really enjoy this kind of stuff because we're gonna be there you go. Those are some gifts. Nice, right? Shifty eyed. Let's go through the whole list of shit. From far away, because I'm very high right now, I look like Frankenstein or something.
It worked.
It did work. That's weird because I agree right now.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Happy Halloween. We got
I'm not
drunk.
done yet.
Oh,
We have to,
you still going?
we have to fucking
Carry
shut
on.
our shit, man. Happy Halloween. Billy likes to rush everything.
I
We hope
didn't
that
rush
every-
nothing.
You
I
like
thought
it.
we're done. Sorry.
No. You need to calm down, sir. And you're fucking
Sorry.
buzzing.
I apologize.
Disturbing the whole bar right now.
I'm sorry.
Everyone, obviously, happy Halloween. Make sure that you tune in to everything that's coming up. We'll have another special very soon. I got very high, obviously, during this episode, but Patreon, go check out the Raptilian on fucking all the music platforms. Now Billy feels like rushed in his bow tie. He's like being like, time's ticking, man.
I'm not. No time's ticking. I'm listening.
Do you have anything you want to shout out, man? Your new CD coming out?
I have a CD. Yo, if you ever y'all on the block by Walmart, I got a mixtape for you that'll fucking knock your goddamn condom off. Just listen to me.
All right. I hope everyone enjoyed this, man, and you too did. I fucking love you guys. I'm fucking high as shit. Thank you, Vaporizer.
Have a good
I'm
day.
not gonna name you until you sponsor us. You're gonna have to lean over now to end the stream. You have to do it.
How do you lean over?
Yeah, right there it says end stream.